What is going on? It's 3:02 from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Jackson Williams. Titans are back on the practice field today, and we will have a full practice report in just a little bit, but we do know that Titans rookie quarterback Will Levis will be among the participants per head coach Mike Vrabel. In Vols news, Joe Milton III is opted out of the Citrus Bowl to prepare for the NFL Draft. This comes just after an On3 report came out stating it would be the true freshman quarterback Nico at QB for the Vols bowl game against the Iowa Hawkeyes. Coach Josh Heupel spoke to the media today and had this to say about his two quarterbacks.
Joe's been with us throughout bowl preparation, just as he was going through his process of how he was going to handle things at the end. Guys are excited to get an opportunity to play with Nico. They appreciate Joe, obviously, for everything that he's done. He's been a great teammate to everybody inside of that locker room. He's been a great teammate to Nico as well. He's been a part of the preparation. He'll be with us all week long and continue to help us in that.
Vols set to take on the Hawkeyes at 11 a.m. on New Year's Day. In NFL news, the Packers have suspended Pro Bowl quarterback Jair Alexander one game for conduct detrimental to the team after he went out for the coin toss, even though he was not a captain in this past Sunday's game against the Panthers. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening? Welcome into 3XL on 104.5 The Zone. Today is Babsy.
Ha 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 ha. Hump day. Slay, what day is today? There we go. That's much better. That's much better. He's Ron Slay.
I'm in the building.
He's in the building.
Okay, Smiley. That's Jay Smiley behind the glass, y'all.
Yeah.
You back there remixing it.
A little remix. I like it.
And that right there is the one and only Babsy.
What
Dawn
up?
Davenport.
That's
I don't
right.
think I've ever said your whole name like that. Dawn Davenport. It's Dawn
That's
Davenport.
bunk.
Dawn Davenport. That is very news channelish, Babsy.
Yeah.
Dawn Davenport.
Thanks, Mama. Thanks for my name.
Set you up for success.
That's right.
That's how you do that. A lot of breaking news going on in our world,
Yeah.
Babsy. It was big, and we have a guy on that really will be able to lay into it and say exactly what it means. Todd Fuhrman to be on today from Bet the Board Podcast. But the news of Joe Milton opting out of the Cheez-It what is it? Cheez-It Gator Bowl? What is it?
Cheez-It Citrus Bowl.
Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Like
That's
this,
right, citrus.
You're not supposed to have two names, but okay, Cheez-It Citrus Bowl.
Yep.
Joe Milton has opted out.
Yep.
Nico Iamaleava.
Good job.
Nico Iamaleava.
Did you practice that this morning?
Yes.
Yeah.
Iamaleava. Nico Iamaleava has taken the reins. He has the keys. He is QB1.
It's Nico time.
It's Nico time,
I know all the Tennessee fans out there are pumped, right?
Right. I mean, this is what they've been asking for.
Well, here's
Secretly,
the
I
deal.
have inside, but secretly.
You actually knew this news prior to it coming out. But not a lot of people did. The team knew it. It's kind of a very similar situation to UTSA, the game that I worked, where the team knew for 3 weeks during their bowl practices that Frank Harris, their quarterback, was not going to play. Now, his is injury related. But the team has known. So Nico has gotten the reps, right?
Yes.
So he's gotten the chance in these bowl practices, which you see anyway. Your young guys always get a ton of reps in bowl practices. That's why there's such a benefit of having a bowl game, even if you're a 6-win team or like Minnesota, you're a 5-win team and you get to go to a bowl. I mean, that's 15 extra organized practices time-wise that you get on the field with your teammates in organized practices. It is a major advantage for getting ready for next season with your young guys because you are able to do more fundamental stuff at the beginning part of bowl practices. So he's been the guy in preparing for this. I'm curious your take on Milton's decision. Like I know it's an opt out, like he wants to try and play in the NFL or whatever, but I also feel like it's a very mature move. Like, yes, it's keep yourself healthy and all that, but I also feel like it's hey, I know that this kid is the future for this program, and for him to be able to be QB1 and take all the reps and get ready for this bowl game, being the starting quarterback, I know how much that's going to help him and help this program. I also feel like it's kind of a lot of times you look at these decisions as like a selfish decision.
Right.
Or some people do. I mean, I don't call it selfish.
But hit on it. No, hit on it. That's right.
Because you don't want to get hurt. It almost feels like in this situation, it's an unselfish decision by Joe Milton, because he's not a high round draft pick.
No.
Right?
He's not played his way into it, but no, he's not.
And who knows? Like, it could have helped him to have this game on that stage to possibly improve his tape for the next level. So that's why I feel like it's almost an unselfish decision, in that he knows that Nico's the future moving forward, and how much game reps will help him.
And to add to that, I think when you look at this quarterback room and the culture that's been laid with it, when you watch Hypo coming in, Joe Milton had the job at first. The job was, he got injured. Hendon Hooker took over, took that spot, never relinquished it. And I think the bond that was formed in that room, also with the backups, I think is different. Now, I can't speak for all the other rooms, but you do seem to see a selfless team before self type of attitude and mantra carried out with that quarterback's room. Saw with Hendon Hooker, him getting hurt, coming back and being at the bowl game, giving Joe Milton the support. When you I'm telling you, when you have an ACL injury or anything, it's always, hey, man, you live in the training room. Like, I did it and missed so many games because I was like, man, I got to get this therapy. I got to get back. And you started to see that. So I think it was handed down to Milton. Milton saw how it was performed, knew how it helped him. He's handing it down to Nico, to your point. Like, I do think it's a selfless act. And in the climate that we live in today, I think you got to get that out there, because we see so many times when we see teams or people or players doing more so for self in these situations. And I think on the backside of that as well, I think he honestly can get more out of the Senior Bowl and the Combine if they just if he focuses on that. And it's going to be interesting that we got Coach Mack coming up today, Titans Radio, to hear him. They always frequent down there at the Senior Bowl.
Like, so, what are they looking for?
You
what
know what
stands
I'm saying?
out? Yeah, that's
How
a
do you
good
take
call.
that
We'll
step?
ask Coach Mack.
That'll be big. So we can get into that all day. We got Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
615-737-1045. You can weigh in all day. We do have Coach Mack at 3:20, Todd Father at 4:20 to break down bowl games. And we may sneak a special guest in to break down just what this dynamic looks like with Nico taking over. We got to do some reaching out first, but maybe it'll get somebody on. I did want to hit on something, Babsy, like something that not just irking me, but I talked about last week how my breakfast spot was thrown off when I went to First Watch to give me something to eat. All the people were in town, the tourists and family and friends coming in to visit for the holidays. I'm cool with that, y'all. All right, I got that. Now they're
all the soapboxes.
Yeah, I'm just a baby soapbox though. This is a little baby tiny soapbox. Thank you.
There we go. Smiley. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, when you come to a different city, it's Christmas tournaments going on. Basketball tournaments. Salute to two of my Auburn Tigers that came up here to play with me. So, Dame, we got you guys up here. Damian Fishback was in town. Marquise Daniels, his daughter is playing from Auburn, Alabama. And they're playing in a tournament up here at CPA.
Oh, nice.
So I went over there to check them out. If you're on Zone TV, yeah, I got the little blue wristband. That's what the blue wristband. I wasn't at partying at the club last night. So
I was wondering.
Yeah, no, that wasn't it. But
I would have let it slide.
It's a possibility, but that wasn't it. So I go see it. My partner, a partner of mine, J-Rock, is out there grilling. He got his big truck out there. He got the
Does
smoker.
He have his grill towel?
He ain't playing, Babsy. He ain't playing. So I'm sitting down, and a guy comes in, sits down. He from out of town. He got a styrofoam to-go plate. I said, man, you got that from the truck outside? He was like, yeah. I said, man, that's some good barbecue right there. I'm telling you what I know. He said, is it like Memphis? Hey, man, listen here, dog.
Oh, no.
Listen here, man. Memphis ain't the only people that know how to do barbecue. I done told y'all this. We are in Nashville. Don't come up here. Now, I ain't got nothing against Memphis barbecue. I like it. I ain't got nothing against Carolina. I like it. Nothing against Kansas City. I like it. But, man, this is Nashville. You hear me? We know how to do barbecue down here, too. We know how to do soul food down here, too. This is the South, too. So all you tourists and people coming in for these holiday tournaments, this is Nashville. Don't come down and try and compare nothing. We our own city, our own place, and everybody want to come here. So enjoy it. Treat it nice. Keep it clean.
Treat it nice.
And enjoy yourself and enjoy our food. And don't start nothing that won't be nothing. We don't want to hear nothing about no Memphis. It's Nashville. We not do barbecue and cook, Babsy. And party.
Hey, by the way.
Yes.
I'm going to Memphis tomorrow.
Oh, see? Babsy, you need to take some of our food down there to them and just leave it on the corner for somebody. Somebody enjoy it.
Hey, by the way, I will be in Memphis tomorrow.
Okay.
And speaking of barbecue,
yes.
So the running joke with our crew this entire season, it doesn't matter where we were.
Yeah.
Where do we eat the night before? Rocky Boyman, former linebacker, Notre Dame, Tennessee Titan.
Yep.
Yeah. Always. We end up at a barbecue place. I'm like, can we go Italian
Get
tonight?
some Mexican or something.
Oh no, Davenport. But this, blah, blah, blah. The only time I was able to get not barbecue was when we were in New Mexico, because I'm like, it's freaking New Mexico. We are getting authentic Mexican food. You are cut off from your barbecue early on.
Babsy, you had to put your foot down.
Yes.
You know what it is tomorrow, then.
So I know we're gonna end up eating barbecue in Memphis. So what do we eat? Where do we go?
That's a good question.
I need Memphis Rex. Now I know Donut Don is one of our buddies, so we always go get donuts from,
I saw that last time.
Donut
You posted
Den.
last time.
Donut Den, and it is legendary. It's yummy. The donuts are just second to none, right? So that's always my morning stop before the game. I go get donuts, but let me know. Hit me on Twitter at Dawn Davenport TN. All you Memphis folks, where do we need to go for barbecue in Memphis?
Yeah, give us some. Hey, give us some ideas.
Yes,
because if it's really good, Babs, I would like for you. You coming back that same day, or you come back?
I am. I'm coming back game day. So you want me to bring you something?
Yeah, if it's good, Babs, don't bring me nothing up here that ain't. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like I need to bring you some regardless, so that you can compare.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, and I'm gonna be I'm a hard critic, y'all. I'm gonna talk about you.
Yeah.
So
hit me up. Anybody, Memphis people, or we're in Memphis at Dawn Davenport TN for where we need to have barbecue in Memphis, or if you want to hit the chat over here, or if you want to hit at 3HL1045, you can do that too. Just let me know. Fill me in.
Hey, look at that. Let's see. Look at them in the chat. Let's see. Being born and raised in Memphis, a lot of people grew up and I know include family have moved to Nashville. So if Nashville got good barbecue, it's just Memphis barbecue. Boy, you don't stop. You don't stop. See, Papa T, I'm gonna put you on timeout.
See, you got to remember, Slay's a Nashville guy too.
Come on now.
Born and raised. Well, what do you call yourself?
I'm the Tennessee mutt, man. Yeah, I got all of it in me, man. All of it. It's all good.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We've got Coach Mack. We will talk Titans with Coach Mack. We'll ask him a little bit about the Senior Bowl and tie that in with Joe Milton and his decision not to play in the bowl game as well. We've got Coach Mack. We've also got some ticket giveaways today at 4:30. We're going to give away Preds tickets. Yes, because it's Winning Wednesday. And then in our 5 o'clock hour, we're going to give away some Music City Bowl tickets, which I will be working the radio broadcast for the Music City Bowl, which is Auburn, Maryland. Should be a fun game. So you can utilize those tickets at Nissan Stadium, a family 4-pack of tickets, and say hi to me when you get there. My family will be there, possibly in Auburn gear.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. So we've got those ticket giveaways, but Coach Mack is coming up next. This is 3HL on 104.5 The Zone. That is correct, Buck Rising. You know what else is correct? The correct place for you to buy your windows and doors and replace your windows. That would be Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. I know the weather has been okay for us lately, but you know it's going to get cold again. And maybe you have some drafty windows, old windows. Maybe you realize once you started cleaning your house because family's coming into town that you can't get to your windows because they're old and broken and you can't open them to clean them. Well, Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville can help you out for that. I have a 3-year-old, which means I have smudgy hands all over my windows at all times. And my new windows are awesome. They are so easy to open, to clean, to put back, to move up and down. They're amazing. And you can have amazing windows too. You can also have a deal right now from Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. 50% off qualifying installations, and that's an and. No money down, no interest, no payments, and that's for 12 months. So let Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville help you out. They also have a showroom if you want to go check out some of their inventory and what they have going on. It's in Franklin, 277 Mallory Station Road in Franklin. But the easiest way to get a hold of them is just schedule your free consultation. Talk to them about what they can offer you, what discounts they can give you, and check out all of their limited time specials. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Go see them online at PellaNashville.com.
Welcome back in to 3HL on 104.5 The Zone this beautiful Wednesday. Popping off for you, man. Hope everybody's still enjoying their holidays. We got time today, and we hope you do too, because if you are, then you're tuning in, and we got a special guest for you. It's always a special time when we can get him off the whiteboard, get his headset off, and he can sit in and talk with us on the phone, in person. Does not matter, because you can always pick up something with the one and only Coach Mack. What's up, Coach Mack? How you doing, man?
Don Slade, Don Davenport. Great talking to you today. Don, are you working the game, the Music City game?
I am. Yeah, I'm doing radio for Music City Bowl.
War damn Eagle.
War Eagle, Coach Mack. Are you going?
War Eagle. I'll be on the plane going to Houston.
Oh, that's right. I have no idea what day it is, just for the record.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm pulling into my house. I'm getting ready to run over a dog that's walking in my front yard here.
about to be dog over.
No. I know that dog's name. It's a big black lab mix. Name's Jet.
Okay.
Jet.
Ford over Jet.
Jet's sitting there waiting for me to get out of the car. I'm going to disappoint him.
Yeah, because I'm sure.
I'm going to disappoint him this time.
Oh, you can't do him like that, Coach Mack, man.
Because he just wants Coach Mack love. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Coach Mack, so what's the feel for the Titans right now after last week? 2 games to go. Obviously, nothing to play for. A lot of guys on the IR, but how does Vrabes motivate this group? And what can they do being so thin? You know, what's going to be key for this group this weekend?
Well, they are thin, but there's a lot to play for, but they're playing for their jobs. Yeah. You know, I mean, you're playing for your careers in the National Football League every week. And so, there's plenty to play for. You just don't have the playoffs to play for. They've got 6 brand new guys. I had to learn who they were today at practice, that they brought in. And seriously, and they're coaching them up, and they're going to integrate them into what's going on. They had a practice today. They practiced both inside and outside today. They did some speed work with some guys that can do speed work on the outside, especially when the throwing game, and then all went inside to practice because, of course, they're going to play on indoors down in Houston. So yeah, I mean they just got through having a full practice. And look, let me tell you something. I've coached in this league a long time, as you well know. I'm not telling you or listeners anything they don't already know. You coach till the last second in the National Football League, regardless of the circumstances. And these players want to be coached, and some of them, this is their chance, especially these guys that, in the last few weeks that have come in here brand new. I mean, they only had 6 guys on the practice squad. That's why they had to bring 6 more in. So thin is a pretty good word right now.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Will Levis was going to try and practice. We haven't seen the injury report yet today. I'm not sure that it's out yet, but what's the pluses and or minuses of Will Levis when it comes to him possibly playing?
Well, he's a starting quarterback. I mean, he's a young starting quarterback that needs reps, in the National Football League. I mean, he started 8 games. He's played 8 games. And, it looked like last week he was trending towards, being able to play. And, of course, this week I think he'll even be better. And if he has a chance to play, I mean, there's a whole lot of upside to playing him because this is going to be your quarterback. And there's a whole lot of upside to playing him. And you got to protect him, but you're going to have to protect everybody. You can't base what you're doing as far as your development of a player saying, oh, God, we can't play him because, what's around him is not good and he might get – you can't do that, especially, a quarterback that – I mean, he needs these reps, and he needs these reps in this type of game. I mean, this is going to be a very, very hostile environment down there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys can – yeah, and it's going to be even more now, and as you guys can imagine. And so you got to get your hide thickened pretty early and learn how to do it. So if he's able to go, I promise you he'll be the starter.
To dig deep into what we've seen from Will Levis already this year, as far as where he started when he first got the job to where he is now, where do you feel like there's been improvement specifically in his game on the field? And then where do you feel he still needs that improvement?
Well, first of all, he needs even more seasoning, and seasoning with the quarterback comes being able to read out your progressions as far as to what's going on. It also comes with, understanding, at times, you can play through to the whistle, but you've also got to know when to give yourself up. I mean, that's a lifesaver for quarterbacks in the National Football League. I think he's learning that. He did better with that against Houston. I mean, he slid down the one time that he took off running for a length of distance. And so, but then he just got to learn the nuances of coverages that people are going to throw at him. I mean, that's what and the only way you learn that, you can go through it all you want in walkthroughs. You can go through it all that you want on the whiteboard. You can go through it all you want in practice. But until you get out there and it's full go, no fair dodging anybody, that's when you learn. And that's what he has to learn still. I think he's gotten a lot better at the nuances of where to throw it and when to throw it. He still takes chances with his arm because his arm is exceptional. He's going to have to learn that everybody's exceptional in this league, especially when you're playing top-tier defenses. And so all of those things you have to learn, but you can't learn them. You can't learn them just watching. I mean, you can pick up some things just watching, but to really learn and to get it ingrained into your soul, you have to play.
What has he shown to, I guess, everybody really, but to this coaching staff, the Titans coaching staff, that shows that he can be the franchise quarterback moving forward for a long time?
Franchise quarterback is a little bit of a misnomer in this league. To be the starter, he's shown that he's willing to learn, he practices, he's tough as hell, and he's a worker. And that's really all you can ask of any player, regardless of what his status on the team is. And so he's the biggest thing that I like about him is he came in and was willing to absorb all of it. And I mean, he is still a sponge, and you can see him. You can watch him on the practice field. You can watch him interact with his teammates, and they believe in him. But the other thing that he's shown that you find out very, very quickly is he's a competitor and he's tough. And, and mental and physical toughness is just, that is a must-have for a quarterback in the National Football League. Must have those two attributes to even give yourself a chance.
Man, you got that, and you need that just to survive in that league, Coach Mack. In general, pro sports in general. Let me ask you about this, man. Tell me what you've seen out of Nico Autry and how improved and how impressed you are by his play and production, even without being with Big Jeff Simmons, and every now and then having a guy coming off the edge the way they have been at the latter part of the season.
I loved Nico Autry. I would have loved to have coached that guy. I would have loved to have been on a team with him. I love his approach. He's a very understated dude that has got violence in him. When the game starts, what you have to have down there, and he's a relentless competitor on the field. Look, this guy at 33 years old, he's a pro's pro. I would take the Nico Autry in any era of football because he possesses a lot of stuff that you're either born with or you ain't never going to get.
That's saying a whole lot coming from Coach Mack.
You mentioned his age, though, 33, right? And everybody likes to talk about that in the National Football League. He's going to be 34 as a free agent this summer. Does that concern you if you're the Titans when you're making a decision on him?
Not with the way his production is right now.
Yeah.
Not with the way his production. And guys are playing longer now, Dawn. Guys, first of all, they're taking much better care of their bodies. And, there is much more now to the health and welfare of the players than there ever used to be in the National Football League. I can take you back 38 years ago when I started when, it was a brutal game, and the health of the players wasn't considered as much as it is now. But as long as he's productive as he is right now, and he does that because of the way he trains, the way he takes care of his body, and guys that stay around a long time in the league, Don, as they get older, they understand what it takes. It's those guys that get older that still think that they're 21 years old that can do what they did when they were 21 when the season's over. Those are the guys that don't last very long.
Right. You have to figure out what part of your game leaves you a little bit. You know what? That kind of leads us into the Derrick Henry conversation. Which we ended up having our entire show yesterday. We kind of talked about that, just with Derrick Henry. What does his future look like? It might not be with the Titans, obviously, but with his age, with his running style, because I said it yesterday and he said it a million times, like he is better when he hits that 20, 25 carry mark, because then at that point, guys are making business decisions because they're tired of hitting this guy that entire game, right? So as he has aged a little bit, and that's a position where age really shows quickly on you, as he's kind of aged and moved on, how will that change his game? Like, is he equipped to be a number one back even if he's lost a step? Does that question make sense?
Yeah, well, he hasn't lost a step. Here's when he's productive. You talk about 20, 25 carries. It's 20 or 25 carries if they're consistently moving the line of scrimmage for him. Mm-hmm. If he can get to the second and third step, I mean, he's still a dude.
Yeah.
But the fact that people stack the line, and a lot of times this year, and he's over 800 yards this year, isn't he? Yeah. I mean, he's still look, this guy. We saw it. I think you saw it last week when they were moving that thing a little bit. I did something for Titans All Access, on that Telestrator board that just, they had an outside zone going with a compact formation, and they got some double team blocks. And when they move people, he can move people on his own, and then he can go. He made a jump cut for 2 holes on a split dive later in the game so he's still got it. He's still got it in him. What he needs though is consistent movement up front. There's no running back in the league that doesn't need that. But you talk about being competitive and still having that fire in him. What it's going to come down to is Derrick Henry's money. And the money. He's one of the higher paid running backs in the league, and rightfully so right now. So. Right. When you start talking about running backs like that, then it all, and really basically all positions, but basically, running backs, it comes down to finances. And so, he and his representation will have to make a decision as to how much they're willing to take as far as to how much they want. All of that will be determined later, but I don't think you can ever doubt even for 1 second that Derrick Henry hasn't given it everything he's had ever since he's been here when he steps on the game field. I mean, you can't, because, we're really fortunate to have watched him do what he's done so far here.
Absolutely. Now, when you take a guy like Derrick Henry and you couple him with a guy like Tyjae Spears, like how long can you keep that thoroughbred in the stable as well? When you look at Tyjae, because I think you look at his package and you open it up and you look and see, not only can he catch out the backfield, he can line up at slot. He can also hit the outside. He can give a stiff arm. But what I was most impressed by, and you got to see him at the Senior Bowl, was his ability to run between tackles. And not only do that, but his jump cutting in the hole, man, is different.
Well, that's why he's making a living in the league now. That's why he stood out at Tulane.
Right.
That's why he had 8,000 yards rushing, against SC in the bowl game. Because the guy is special. And here's the other thing about Tyjae: he understands football.
Right.
He understands the nuances of that position, and then he's God blessed, with the fact that he is a jump cutter, and he's relentless when he runs the football.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got. Me, I'm second in the Tyjae Spears fan club.
Who's first, Coach Mack? Who first, Coach Mack?
Brett Bryant.
And it ain't even close.
No, it's not even close. I do not have a T-shirt with Tyjae's face on it. Brett does.
So,
but to me, this was a great draft pick.
Yeah.
Well, and Gordy B fell in love with him. Was it at the Senior Bowl? I mean, it was before that, but really at the Senior Bowl? Was he there?
Tyjae?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, he was there.
He's breaking ankles
absolutely was there. Yeah.
That's where Rhett B was like all in.
Yeah. Well, no, Rhett and I watched a lot of tape before we ever go to the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
And that was one of the guys that he said, "Hey, Mac, we need to watch this dude." And I said, "Okay." And I watched some tape, and I said, "You're right." And then we went down to the Senior Bowl, and we were not disappointed. I mean, every day every day, he did something. And then when they ran their live stuff, I mean, every day he broke somebody's ankle, making a miss. And so the guy's legit. But here's the thing about it is he's also really a mature rookie.
Yeah.
He is very mature. If you ever talk to him, this guy's mature. And look, I recruited a lot of those schools in Louisiana in my day of 13 years of recruiting. I know where a lot of those kids come from. He knows where he comes from too, and he knows the chance that he has to elevate his family for a while. Coming from there, this guy is on fire on the inside to do good.
Interesting. So you see a lot of things, Coach Mack. Brought to you by Two Rivers Ford, but I got to ask you this, Coach Mack. Joe Milton opted out of the bowl game, which Nico.
Don't blame him. Don't blame him, Ron.
I am not, not at all. But what I was going to ask is how important is and what can he do for himself going down to the Senior Bowl coupled with the Combine? Just what does that Senior Bowl mean? Because I know you guys go down there, as you just talked about with Tajay.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's important to meet the decision makers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very, very, very important. I mean, Hendon Hooker went down there, and,
yes, he did.
And everybody, fell in love with the person.
Mm-hmm.
Now, look, you can evaluate the tape, but everybody fell in love with the person. Look, these guys now that are opting out of these bowl games that they're going to have a career in the league. I don't blame them at all.
No doubt.
I don't blame them at all. I mean, that's something that is, and plus now, if you're a Vol, which you might be a Vol for life. I don't know. You've never really said you like the Vols, but I'm going to assume that you do, Ron Slade.
I mean,
you may be the president of that club. But anyway, now Nico gets a chance, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And this is huge for Nico and for Nico moving forward. So I think it's a win-win on both cases.
Yeah, I do too. Well, we appreciate you, Coach Mack, man. I hope you had enjoyed your holidays, enjoyed this plane ride going down to H-Town. Let them know just exactly who we are down there, Coach Mack.
Well,
this your stomping ground, Texas. Anywhere in Texas, your stomping ground, especially West Texas, though. But we're going to H-Town.
No, look, every time we go to Houston, Coach Mack takes them to a place that is unique to Houston to eat. It's
Mexican?
It's Coach Mack. It's Coach. Oh yeah, Mama Nympha's original. Look it up. It's the best in the history of best, and it's Coach Mack's New Year's present to Titans Radio.
I like it, Coach Mack. Appreciate it, man. Y'all be safe, man. Love you, brother. Happy New Year if we don't talk to you before.
Happy New Year. Love you both. Hey, Don, War Damn Eagle.
War Eagle, Coach Mack. See ya. Love Coach Mack. Coach Mack brought to you by Two Rivers Ford. If you are in the market for a truck, SUV, anything really, they can help you out. Non-commissioned salespeople, Two Rivers Ford is the best. Go visit them in Mount Juliet, really close to the airport, not too far away. We love Two Rivers Ford. We love Coach Mack. This is 3HL. We'll take your phone calls coming up next on 104.5 The Zone.
Holistic stem cell therapy. What's happening, folks? I'm Ron Slade. I have taken this therapy, and it has worked for me. I did choose my body, my cells, that I let them work. And listen, my cells. That's right. You start to hear holistic stem cell therapy. You start to think, oh, man, what kind of cells are they? They're using your cells and the cells that are extracted are stored for future then continued use. So you have an accident, have something, some body scarring or anything from an accident or whatever it may be, ACL, whatever it is, it cuts it in half, man. Gets you healed. It attacks the inflammation. This is known. Set up your consultation today and get your questions answered by Dr. Kellum himself. 615-850-4415. A non-believer? Well, if you believe in me, well, you need to go on to see KellumStemCellInstitute.com, KELLUM, StemCellInstitute.com. Welcome back into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone, locked and loaded for today on this hump day. Hope you all are enjoying it. It has been a sunny day. You can go out there and get your car washed, get it cleaned up. I know we were supposed to have it was showing in the forecast some dust. Dust supposed to come through on Thursday.
Like snow?
Yeah, baby snow.
What?
Yeah, it was supposed to.
Is that true?
Yep.
I haven't looked at the weather at all. I don't know what day it is.
That's because we let Euro handle it. Euro's on assignment. We told y'all that yesterday. So
yeah, he'll be back tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Are you with him tomorrow?
I'm with him tomorrow, Babs. You'll be gone.
I'll be in Memphis.
In M-Town.
By the way, I got some good recs.
Did
good food recs.
Oh, okay, good. Good for you. Yeah, so Friday, now it's been moved to Friday, so this could change too. It's supposed to be 40 as the high, 35 as the low, so I don't know how much snow.
When is that? What day?
That's Friday.
Okay. Friday.
Friday, that's right, Babsy. Yes. Other than that.
I brought your Christmas present.
Yes, you did.
Are you going to open it?
Y'all want me to open my Christmas present?
Yeah. And then we'll take
I said y'all, Babsy, not you. I know you want me to open it.
Oh.
Who did this tape job on the back?
Baby Babs helped me. I said, do you want to wrap Uncle Slay's present? Yeah. So I let her do the tape, which is why.
No, one part
it's a little questionable.
I mean, I get the job done.
It might be a little questionable, but that's okay. Listen, when you are the parent who's wrapping presents, you take all the help you can get, right?
Yeah. I don't do any wrapping.
You guys feel me out there.
I like to just hand over the presents.
You don't want to wrap them? Mm-mm. Watch out, it's breakable.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Got some heavy duty stuff, y'all.
I probably should have told you that before you opened it or shook
Flipped
it.
it open.
Hey!
I got my name on it.
Yeah, it does.
I thought you said this really ain't nothing.
Well, it's not.
It's personalized.
Yeah. Why don't you tell people that are listening on the radio what it is?
Look, everyone. Listen, everyone. I have a personalized Titans emblem.
Whiskey glass.
Bourbon glass.
Oh, sorry, bourbon.
Even though I like whiskey, too.
Whatever.
Yeah,
whatever brown you put in that cup.
This is dope. Thank you, Babsy.
It says Slay.
You always...
Slay. You're welcome. I know. Well, listen, I knew you would utilize it.
I'm most definitely going to utilize this.
And then you can
utilize this tonight.
Bring it over to the pool at some point.
I may just leave it over there.
Mm-hmm.
This will be my personal glass over. Is this in? It's an NFL.
Yeah, it's an NFL.
It's in the glass or is it a sticker?
No, that should be an NFL official sticker. Right? No, you can take it off.
No, it's kind of hard to take off.
See, some people are like, oh, hand wash certain things. That one, but no, you throw that in the dishwasher, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Babs.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Look at y'all.
There you go.
Look it.
We're all Christmassy.
And I ain't get Babs nothing, y'all.
No, that's okay. I don't expect you to give me anything. I told you I saw it and I liked it and I thought it was good.
You couldn't have saw it and liked it because it wouldn't. Was it already personalized?
Well, no, I had to
time to get that done, that's
personalize
what I'm
it,
saying.
but I know it's amazing that I actually got it done early. I'll credit Mr. Babs for that one.
Hey, it's my
because he's on his game.
known for personalizing. Good job.
He's on his game. So
Tell me about your shoes.
Yeah, I love my shoes.
Thank you, Babs.
Although I can't wear them at the bowl game, I'm working it. I got to be neutral.
Yeah.
Can't wear Auburn shoes.
I would. Thanks, baby Babs.
Yep.
Mr. Babs.
There you go. Let's go. Before we break, before the 4 o'clock hour, we've got Todd Fuhrman at 4:20. We've got a question for you today. Well, a couple questions for you today for this show involving the Titans and Will Levis. Did you see that he apparently gave offensive line gifts?
Who, Will Levis?
And Ryan Tannehill, yeah. That's what you do when you're the quarterback. You take care of your offensive line, even though they're garbage, right?
But both?
This offensive line got gifts from Tannehill and Levis.
Well, let me tell you something. Offensive line.
I
love y'all. I love y'all to death. You know what I'm saying? I love all the guys in the trenches. Man, once QB1 take over and I lose my job, you are now QB1 and you get the QB1 responsibilities. So you have the gift giving. They're no longer protecting me. The reason you have the QB1 job is because I wasn't protected. I can't just give y'all thank y'all for getting y'all gifts and what?
Dang, Slay.
I mean, I'm just saying, man.
Well, what would you give that offensive line?
I would give them. I would. You know what? This is what I would give that offensive line, and y'all can answer this too. I would give them. What's the thing you flip that keeps the time? This
Hourglass?
I would give them hourglasses because this is what I would like to have in the pocket.
Time?
And I don't have it. So y'all flip this over and y'all work on y'all stance until this sand drips all the way out of it.
See if you can't make that happen.
Yeah. Everybody, y'all get hourglasses because I want time in the pocket.
Okay, that's funny.
I don't have to run for my life.
I might have given him Cole.
Oh, wow.
Tennessee Titans injury report is out for the day.
Uh-oh. What we got, Babsy?
Hold on. Let me go to the second page because that's where...
It's 2 pages deep.
Dang right it is. And that doesn't even... I mean, this doesn't include all the guys that are on IR either. I mean, this is... We're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 16 players on the injury report today for
we
the
need
Titans.
An hourglass for this.
Yeah, Buck Rising put this one out. So I'll go ahead and let you know. Will Levis, quarterback, ankle, full participation today. Full participation. Listening to Coach Mack, it sounded like Will Levis was going to go. Yeah, it sounded like he might have been somewhat close last week, even though he did not practice, according to the injury report, all week.
Leg mummy wrap.
Yep, exactly. So Will Levis, a full participant. TK McClendon, defensive line, full participant. Kyle Phillips, wide receiver, full participant with that hamstring. Jalen Duncan, wrist, full participant. Limited, Trayvon Wesco, shin, in with an N.
Shin?
Apparently, I didn't say it properly last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Kayvon Wallace, quad, limited. Sean Murphy, bunting with a hip, limited. Caleb Murphy, shoulder, limited. Chris Moore, ribs, limited participant. DeAndre Hopkins, rest day. Caleb Farley, back, limited participant today.
Hey, that's good.
Marlon Davidson, groin, limited. Aaron Brewer, offensive line again. Aaron Brewer, limited. Daniel Brunskill, ankle, limited. Aaron Brewer has a knee and ankle now.
Oh, Lord.
Trey Avery, knee, limited. And Danico Autry, rest day for him.
See.
There is your official Titans injury report today as they head to Houston this weekend. You want to talk about that?
That just made my head hurt.
I know.
So many.
We got to take a break. 4 o'clock hour is coming up next. You want to talk about the Titans injury report? You want to talk about Will Levis? You want to talk about Nico, QB1 for the Tennessee Vols? You want to talk about the gifts for the offensive line? We'll tell you what Will Levis and Ryan Tannehill each got the offensive line for the holidays. All of that coming up in our 4 o'clock hour plus Todd Fuhrman. This is 3HL on 104.5 The Zone. Okay, new year is upon us. So why don't you give the gift of organization to somebody for the new year? Now that Christmas is over, maybe you have all these Christmas decorations. You want to have somewhere to put them in your garage so you can still get your car in the garage? Well, Artisan Custom Closets can help you out with that. Say goodbye to clutter. Get a free in-home consultation with Artisan. That's ARTISAN, by the way. Go visit them online, artisancustomclosets.com. I mentioned garage because I had them come and do my garage for the new year. I'm going to have them come and help my playroom area and build a home office for Mr. Babs so he can work from home. They can do all of that, or they can do that show-stopping, traditional, beautiful closet. They can redo your pantry, laundry room, mud room, bedrooms. They have Murphy bed options. You name it, Artisan Custom Closets can do it. And they are going to extend the Dawn special for the new year. 10% off if you tell them you heard about them from Dawn. Ask about their payment options. Give Artisan Custom Closets a call. 615-800-2199. That's 615-800-2199. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
It is 4:01. Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Jackson Williams. Titans injury report is out as they were on the practice field this afternoon. Nico Autry and DeAndre Hopkins both limited with rest today, while Trey Avery, Daniel Brunskill, Aaron Brewer, Marlon Davidson, Chris Moore, Caleb Murphy, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Kayvon Wallace, Trayvon Wesco, all limited with various injuries, while Jalen Duncan, Will Levis, TK McClendon, Kyle Phillips, all full participants in today's practice. In Vols news, Joe Milton III is opted out of the Citrus Bowl to prepare for the NFL Draft. This comes just after an On3 report came out stating that it would be true freshman quarterback Nico Iamaleava at quarterback for the Vols bowl game against the Iowa Hawkeyes. Vols set to take on Iowa at 11 a.m. on New Year's Day. You can hear that right here on The Zone. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone, rolling in on this hump day. Aren't you glad to be right here with us? It was a beautiful day outside, and it's still a beautiful day. You still got an opportunity to get out there and, do a little baby yard work if you want to. Take out the Christmas decorations, or you can leave them up. How long do you leave up Christmas decorations, Babsy? That's Babsy, you.
Hey! I leave mine up depending on my work schedule.
I like that. That's a great answer. That's a great answer.
So, we'll see.
I like that.
I never have an issue. I mean, there's been years where my tree and everything has been up until like January 15th.
I was up well into February before.
Really?
Well into it. Yeah, just have a good time.
I mean, it's just so pretty.
It's a nice tree. Decorated.
I like it.
That's
and so I used to always do a real tree.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was I think I told everybody this. Like when I was single, living in Richmond, Virginia, that was my roommate at the time, Marianne. That was our, we had just gotten out of maybe bad relationships. And we were like, you know what? Woman power. We're going to go get a live Christmas tree for our apartment and we're going to do it ourselves. We live on the 3rd floor. We're going to go pick it out. We're going to get it on the top of our car. We're going to bring that bad boy up by ourselves. So for 3 years, that was our thing. We did a live Christmas tree ourselves, no help, woman power, whatever.
Nuts.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that by myself.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It was dumb. But I carried that tradition on even, up until 5 years ago. And then I got tired of cleaning up needles and disposing of it properly and doing all that. And then it would start to smell bad if it took me too long to take it down. So I guess it was probably 3 or 4 years ago. It was 3 or 4 years ago. Waited till the after Christmas sale, went and got one of those really nice, expensive artificial trees that was 70% off, for the next year. So we did that, and it's the best thing I ever did because now I don't have to clean needles up all the time.
Smart, Babs. Yeah. You had to keep it watered and all that.
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, because I kill cactuses. Yeah. I mean... My poor house plant has died 10 times, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, it's dead, and I pour water in, and it comes back.
It's like, this is what I needed.
Yeah.
It's just thirsty.
So you can imagine my ability to water anything is it's limited.
Feed me.
I mean,
yeah.
So now that gives me the ability to leave it up until February if I have to.
I think you should.
Which is what you guys might do.
Yeah, probably so. I'm gonna be honest. Took forever to get. We just now took 2 weeks ago, we just now took the last Halloween.
You guys are big, because Lil Ron loves Halloween. You guys are big Halloween people.
All into it, yeah. So we just took the one off the porch, but it's partially because we had to jump up and screw it into the roof.
Well.
Yeah, I mean, so it was Christmassy and scary at the same time.
There you go.
Scary Christmas. Smiley is behind the glass. What up,
Hi, Smiley?
What's happening?
What's happening?
Are you excited to see Nico in this bowl game?
I'm really excited. Very, very excited.
Is that where all Vol fans are right now? Pumped?
Yeah, I think it's bittersweet. Because, Joe did a lot for the program.
Did he?
Yeah. He was a good leader. Solid.
Okay.
I ain't going to speak ill on him.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, now I can agree with you just saying we ain't going to speak ill on him, but I think if it was one thing that he could have did more that I felt everybody was looking forward to, minus, I don't care if he threw the interceptions or anything, just get our guys in the end zone. I think he lacked getting guys into the end zone, and that was something that in the last 2 years with Heupel, you got to see, even with Joe early on before he got the injury and Hendon took over, like they were getting that ball in the end zone, man, by throwing deep passes. Of course, you know what the run's going to bring, but as far as leading guys and hitting them going in the end zone, man, that's a huge part. Or I think, what do they call it, the X plays or whatever, the big plays, and that comes from airing it out and throwing the ball, and the receivers also got to help. I don't want to let them off the hook from this year either, but I think it could go both ways. I just thought that, man, scoring in that end zone, that brings a different dynamic. That brings a different energy to it. And as far as swinging momentum, sure is easier to swing when you're getting 6 instead of 3. So I think Joe, I agree with Smiley. I think Joe did a solid job. I don't want to say he did it. I heard somebody say he did a great job. And he didn't do a great job. He did a good job as far as being a bridge to the next thing after where Hendon left off. And I also think Hendon kind of raised the bar further than anyone thought he could, too. So that could have a little bit of a backfire as well. But
so do we know that Swain got on me for this, but we know Nico's the guy? Is Nico as special as everybody has made him out to be so far? Jason Swain said absolutely.
Absolutely the guy. I think, man, watching him and listening to football people that had the opportunity to watch him in high school, and then now in practice. Again, then get to talk to guys in practice that have watched him closely and how guys play for him, especially with all the hoopla and praise that comes around him. Man, I think he got him one. I think Tennessee got him one. I think he is that dude. It remains. But
he's going to be young. He's going to make his freshman mistakes,
yes.
Right, in this game.
Absolutely. Like, that has to be understood. Like, it's going to be, of course, it's going to be overreaction and everything else that comes with it coming out of this game leading into next season. Is it enough to make people understand that he still has to learn on the fly? Or is everybody going to go in and expecting next year we need 11 wins? I think that's going to be unfair.
No, it's.
But
hey, you're the guy. Go.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem.
That's how it goes.
How many freshmen can do that? Red shirt or not? In the SEC.
It's
going to be tough.
It's limited.
It's going to be tough
because it's a transition.
Yep. That's why I think
it helps so much that he's going to get to step in now.
Yeah.
For this bowl game.
Yep. And it's going to be important to get those guys around him, like that O-line coming back. You're going to need
that's huge.
The receiver. You called Tulane's game this year, right?
Yes.
So how is that receiver that's coming in that transferred in? So, okay, so you get another weapon. Brew come back, that's another weapon. Can Thornton take another step? Squirrel White got to be that guy. You got the freshman, what's his name? Smiley Mike. I think his last name is Mitchell. I might be saying his name wrong. But you got him. You got Boo Carter as well. So you got weapons coming in, the highly touted weapons. I'm sorry, Mike Matthews. I said Mike Mitchell. Mike Matthews, got him coming in, and watching him, he looked like that dude. He looks like the dude that's similar to what Carnell Tate would have been for UT if they got him this year. Carnell Tate, who played for Ohio State this past year. So you got weapons around him. You got a tight end. You were able to get snatch a tight end out of the transfer portal already. Yeah. That's how I was. Yeah. What was it? You remember the tight end name, Smiley? The tight end should be a big grab as well. So you're looking to see these guys help him. Running back spot is going to be interesting to watching this with Jabari Small opting out, Jalen Wright opting out. So you'll have Dylan Sampson. You'll also have the big fella that's built like a superhero. Cam Seldon. Like, you got these guys. So you got weapons. Got to make plays for them. Especially a freshman quarterback stepping in there, make plays to keep some of that heat off of them. I'm sure We got people in the chat that are hollering at us, man, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
615-737-1045. We got a lot of things to get in. We got Todd Father coming up. What's the tight end name?
Holden Stays.
There you go.
Tight end out of Notre Dame.
S-T-A-E-S?
I was going to say, where did he come from? Notre Dame.
What is it, S-T-A-E-S? Holden?
S-T-A-E-S, yes.
Good job, Slay. Yeah, okay. Good job, Smiley. Way to go get it, as Mickey Ryan said, the crack crew. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's get our beloved guest, Laura and
Reese.
How's
it going in Bowling
After the
Green? Merry
holidays,
Christmas.
what's happening?
Big play, man. Sorry for the couple months absence. I've been on third shift.
Oh, it's all
Ooh,
good,
that'll
baby. You
get ya.
got to get the
I'm
Christmas
sure,
time
I'm
in.
sure you've been wondering why we haven't been calling.
Yeah.
Well, I had to go. We had to go to third shift, and then we had a loss in the family.
Oh, man,
Oh,
sorry to
no.
hear that, man.
Sorry to hear that.
We lost Patches, but it's all right. She's got a resting place here in the yard. But big
That's
play.
a cat or dog?
Oh, definitely a cat.
Cat. Okay. Got it.
Yeah,
All right.
Patches.
It's not
She's
ant
good.
patches or anything.
Baby Patches.
Rest
Oh.
easy, baby patches.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Big Slay. She's beautiful. So the line was 8.5 for the Vols.
Yeah.
It went down to 6.5. Iowa hasn't scored 7 points all season.
Yeah.
And I've been doing well. After the Tennessee football was over, I've been betting on the Cowboys, the Colts, unfortunately, but they've been winning us
Yes,
a lot
they
of
have.
money, the Dolphins, and whoever plays Washington. We've won like $4,000 on the
Nice.
NFL this year.
New king, baby.
Yeah, y'all rolling, Reese.
$4,000. So we did lose 200 last week, but I'm saying with it going from 8.5 to 6.5 with Nico, and Iowa scores like literally 2 points a game. They literally, did you see that Iowa had the lowest over under
Yeah.
forever?
I saw
Did you
that.
see that when
Yep.
in their game? They
Yep.
had the lowest over under, and it still went under.
And it still went under. Yeah, I think it hit I think it was 23.5 or something crazy like that.
And they still
It
couldn't get
went
it.
under, yep.
But
Yep.
I know with
Crazy.
Nico doing, I still think we got it, Big Slay. Do you think we can? I done put $750 on it.
Oh, my gosh.
Babs, you got to understand, when you win thousands, you have to at least bet. That's how you win
gotta
thousands.
keep it rolling, baby. Ride that train.
I mean,
Gives me
Babs,
anxiety.
Babs, I got to explain something to you. You missed us up at the Bowling Green at the batting cages.
She showed
Paid
did.
off my. That was a wonderful day. I paid off my Kia Rio thanks to the Tennessee Volunteers this year. They literally paid off my car.
Yep.
Oh, my
yes, they did.
goodness.
And you brought us wings.
That is true. And hey, but Roosters pretty much kicked me out. They told me they ran out of the wings because I wanted to get more for y'all, and then I wanted another draft beer, and they told me they ran out of that beer. Remember that big
Yep,
play?
I do remember that. Yep, I do.
They were lying to me. They just wanted to get me out of the building.
That's
didn't they?
all. That's all.
Oh, my
so you
goodness.
think would you
Okay.
bet Tennessee to cover the over under or the
No,
6.5?
you know me, Big Play. I get scared of over-unders as much as I like it, and I hate Iowa. But I just went. I'm going 6.5. It went under the hook.
All right, that sounds
All
good.
right,
I
well-
like that.
Guess what?
I like that.
We're about
What
to
do you
have
think?
Todd Fuhrman on.
Well, you can ask Todd Fuhrman. 6.5. I got $750 on the Vols, even with Nico. And I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of glad it's Nico instead of Milton. Milton's been all over the place lately. What do you think, Big Slay?
Yeah, we're gonna see if Nico can put it in the end zone. That's what I was just talking about a minute ago. So let's get that going.
We gotta get to
book it.
Fuhrman.
All right, take us on out, Big Slay.
There you
Up
go.
against the break. Good old Rocky Top. Woo! Rocky Top. Hey, Bam. Go War Eagle. Let's do this
There
thing.
you
Happy
go.
New Year.
War
Happy
damn
New Year,
Eagle.
Reese and Laura.
See you, Reese and Laura. Thank you, guys. Todd Fuhrman after this. Were you forced into a nosebleed mortgage rate in the past year? Ooh, Loan Pronto feels you, and they're here to rescue you. If your mortgage rate is over 7, now is a great time to call Loan Pronto because they can help you with their zero-cost refi, cut your house payment by hundreds of dollars, and you can even do it with zero closing costs, no appraisal. Rates have actually gone down to the lowest point in nearly 12 months. So, time to say goodbye to your bad loan you got stuck with. Loan Pronto has APRs with fixed rates in the 5s right now. So don't live with that record high a day longer. Lock in your lower rate. Virtually no paperwork, no cost involved. Call Loan Pronto. See how much lower you can get your house payment. A free 30-second quote from Loan Pronto at 615-499-5780. That's loanpronto.com at 615-499-5780. Loan Pronto Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 16617A1, subject to lender approval. Sorry, Mitch Jackson.
Woo! Welcome back in to 3HL 104.5 The Zone. What's up, people? What's going on out there on this good hump day, man? How you doing, Babsy?
Making it. I'm excited to hear from our dude, Todd Fuhrman, about some of these games coming up because we have a bunch. Todd Fuhrman, Bet the Board podcast out in Vegas.
Right.
Hi, Fuhrman. How are you?
I am good. And Dawn, I heard some troubling news earlier this week. My sources told me that I no longer get to abuse you for missing the Wednesday show. That one member of this holy trinity I get to talk to every Wednesday won't be spending quality time with us most weeks as college basketball season heats up around these parts.
Yeah, so you have to give Slay crap now. I'm off the crap list.
Wow.
There's no doubt, Don. You are off the naughty list that is officially bestowed on Slay as we go into
That's
calendar
right.
year 2024. And Slay, you may have to try and negotiate, see if I can move my schedule around so I can bust you up on Thursdays instead.
I need this in my life, man. So I'm gonna do what I got to do to make sure
You do
that
need
you
this
get
in your
there.
life.
I gotta have this. It's only right. Todd Father, what's up, man?
Not a whole heck of a lot, guys. Just trying to keep tabs on all of these opt-outs and the players that are in, the players that are out for a lot of the bowl games. And I know folks probably glued to the edge of their seat watching that game played in a downpour in Annapolis earlier. Dawn, I was a little disappointed you weren't there because we know inclement weather is your favorite this time of year. But, Slay, we're seeing some interesting line movement on the next game between North Carolina and West Virginia. We know UNC, no Drake May, a lot of other key contributors. This number got to be as high as 7 before we started to see money show up earlier today on the Tar Heels. We're now down to 4. The total has climbed as well. It bottomed out at 56. We're out to 62. So I have no idea what to expect, not invested in the next game, but it's always fun when you see this kind of market movement, knowing that I'm not sure these coaches know exactly what players are going to be available for them at kickoff, even if it is only about 12 minutes away.
I was going to say, why such drastic movement? Is it all about opt-outs or injuries or who's playing and who's not?
Usually that being the case, that or illness this time of year. I mean, we saw a major line movement yesterday between UNLV and Kansas. That came from 13 down to 7.5 amid speculation that Jason Bean was dealing with a flu bug. He might not play. Go figure that we see that game end right on 13, and it was UNLV with a 2-point conversion that came up short. Otherwise, the game got middled. There are so many conflicting factors from a sports betting standpoint. I know we talked a little bit about it last week, but they continue to show up when you're handicapping these bowl games. Just when you think you have your head wrapped around all the players that are going to be available, there's another curveball thrown into the mix. And it's one thing for bettors. Dawn, I don't envy what folks on the broadcast or on the sidelines have to deal with either, figuring out if you're going to get legitimately straight answers from some of these skeleton coaching staffs.
Yeah, I was going to say some of the coaching staffs are great about it, but then some of them are not truthful with you. Like that UTSA deal, like I knew that well before that game because coach told us, but he could have just left us in the dark until day of, Now another quarterback opt out, Tennessee, and that line has changed. I think it was 8.5 to open, right? Tennessee and Iowa now with Joe Milton out.
Exactly. That game was 8.5. We saw a total of 36.5 for the the Citrus Bowl that'll take place on January 1st. The totals come down. We've seen dog money come in. I mean, there was some speculation early that there could be a changing of the guard at quarterback. Joe Milton now, as you guys mentioned, not going to play at all. And so you've seen that number come through a full touchdown. It's always interesting because we know that Nico comes with all of these accolades and he is the future of the program. But this isn't exactly an easy assignment by any stretch of the imagination. Going up against a Coach Parker-led defense for the Iowa Hawkeyes. We know Iowa not going to be dynamic offensively, but Tennessee not going to be at full strength on the defensive side of the ball as well. So sometimes you wonder if this is a blessing and a curse for Vols fans. They're going to see their quarterback of the future thrown into the deep end, but this will be better than any spring practice from an inter-squad standpoint to figure out where Nico's strengths and weaknesses are, knowing that the Vols will have their hands full with a difficult schedule, as every SEC team does for the 2024 campaign.
Do you mess with that game because of, I look at him like Iowa doesn't score. They can't. Over-under is what, 35 or 35.5 or something, but.
Which is high for an Iowa game
it
these
is.
days. I mean, we saw that total close in the mid-20s against Nebraska, but with pace and tempo being Tennessee's MO, you can understand why this number is a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But we saw this last year from the Hawkeyes. They really didn't do a whole heck of a lot offensively, but they were able to create a short field or two. They end up with a defensive touchdown. And when you're talking talking about a quarterback that's as inexperienced as what we're going to see from Tennessee being asked to win by margin, you can understand with a total this low why professional bettors tried to get out ahead of it, taking prices of 7.5 or better. And if the number continues to trend down, you may see a little bit of buyback, but should be a fascinating game here. Iowa appears to be at full strength, but I'm not even sure that's a good thing for anybody that's watched Iowa's record-setting offense take too many snaps this season in Big Ten West football.
Biggest line I've seen in a bowl game, maybe in a long time at least, Georgia and Florida State, when we're talking opt-outs. I don't even know how you deal with this one because I can't keep up with that. But this one's huge. Where do you fall on the Orange Bowl?
One-way traffic here, and we started to see another wave come in on Georgia. Florida State going to be down by last check 88% of their offensive production during the regular season.
Oh, my gosh.
So good luck to the Seminoles in this particular spot, but you also wonder, where Georgia is going to be from a focus standpoint. We know Carson Beck's going to return to campus, and there are some opt-outs for Georgia, but a lot of those more on the too deep than anything else. This number was as low as 13.5. You mentioned, Dawn, it's now out to 20 at some books. We haven't seen movement on the total at 44.5. Florida State clearly has been ravaged by the transfer portal, and I'm not sure there's a program that gets set back further than Florida State not making the college football playoff. With all the opt-outs, a lot of the players looking to go, and it's one of those unfortunate, ramifications of what the College Football Playoff Committee felt they had to do. And here are the Noles, probably a dress rehearsal of sorts. You're not stealing if you're laying 20 with Georgia, but at the same time, I'm not running to back Florida State's B list or probably even C listers that'll be out there knowing the problems that Brock Glenn is going to have against this defense.
Wow. Another number that was kind of high is Oregon and Liberty. Can Liberty have any shot at fighting with Oregon and keeping this below the 16.5?
This is a game, Slay, that I think you're going to see even more professional money come in on the underdog. This price opened a little bit lower at 14.5, got out to 17.5, and earlier today we started to see some support for Liberty. And I think this number is going to trend closer to 14. If you read the tea leaves a little bit for Oregon, it doesn't appear that they're going to be at full strength. Down a couple of players already that we know about. Let's see if Bo Nix takes all the snaps for this team offensively. And you wonder for Oregon. They were so close to making the college football playoff, in control of their own destiny if they beat Washington. And the consolation prize, still a big-time bowl game, but you're taking on a Group of 5 opponent that's going to see this as their Super Bowl. And while I wasn't exactly bullish on Liberty given their strength of schedule during the regular season, one team will be all in for this game, and I'm not sure that Oregon is going to go out there and absolutely pace the team in Liberty that's not going to provide much in the way of defensive resistance, but Caden Salter and company can move the football. It's an early kickoff. You can't imagine that all the folks from Eugene are going to head down to Phoenix for an 11 o'clock kickoff. So I like Liberty a decent amount and would not be shocked if this was a one-possession game deep into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you can definitely see, like, Caden Salter, those guys do play with a chip on their shoulder. And if the game was out of hand and Oregon subbed in, played their threes, one thing about it, Liberty going to keep trying to score. So
that's the whole thing. I think you nailed it, Slay. Talking about the different paths that Liberty has, whether they're in the game for 4 full quarters or this is a team that's able to hang around with a high-powered offense. It's going to have the back door open for them all game long. We've seen countless examples of this in these New Year's Six bowl games where that Group of 5 team comes in, plays with absolutely nothing to lose, embraces that underdog mentality. And when you have your heart ripped out like Oregon did, probably difficult when you're looking at a scouting report going, you know what, we were just double-digit favorites against Washington, and now we need to play Liberty. What does this do to further cement the success we had this season? And for me, it's Liberty or pass in a game like this.
Well, from Liberty to the Liberty Bowl, I'm actually working this one. Memphis and Iowa State. Memphis looking for their 10th win of the season, but they're a pretty heavy underdog.
And rightfully so in this spot. I actually think when you get there, Dawn, despite it being in Memphis' home stadium, it's going to feel like a home game for Iowa State. When we look at the Cyclones fan base, this group likes to travel. We've seen Memphis in games that have had major implications earlier this season. Unfortunately, the fan base doesn't turn out quite the way that they would expect. This number opened with Iowa State right around a touchdown favorite. It's been one-way traffic for the most part. You could have had 9.5 or late 9.5, I should say, with Iowa State yesterday. Number has ballooned out to 10.5, 11. I took a secondary number in here. I think anything under 10 was good in favor of what Matt Campbell is going to bring there. You look at Iowa State, and one of the more curious performances, maybe of the entire college football season, happened in their regular season finale, where they ran 35 plays on offense, scored about 13 touchdowns on big plays, and averaged 14 yards per play, which was the best in college football in a one-game sample size in the Snow Bowl. I think Iowa State uses this as a building block. Rocco Becht has shown massive improvement as the season has progressed. And you look at this Memphis team, their biggest deficiency is struggling to tackle. I think there's going to be a lot of one-on-one matchups that Iowa State can win on the edge. So I think the Cyclones can win this and do so comfortably here.
Yeah, struggling to tackle when you've been off of tackling for like a month is not a good combo too. So, Music City Bowl, War Damn Eagle.
Yeah, I mean, this game clearly a little bit of a lifeline thrown Auburn's direction when little Tua decided to opt out. One of the more interesting storylines to follow is he looks for his 73rd year of college football eligibility to try and play potentially down in Miami if the NCAA grants him that waiver. When that was made official, you saw this number balloon out to 7, but I think that may have been a bridge too far because as soon as we got to a full touchdown, you've seen a little bit of Maryland money start to enter the market, trending back in that 6.5 range. What's interesting about this is the first move on the total came in under, as you can understand when Maryland's starting quarterback not going to be there. Although when it got down to 46, we have seen some over money come in. So for me, as you dig into this handicap here, I would lean ever so slightly towards Maryland. I think Coach Loxley's bunch will be in for a 4-quarter fight. And you guys know it. We've talked about it all season long. I'm not as high on the SEC as a lot of mainstream media is. I think it's a down year for the conference from top to bottom. So this may be an opportunity for a middle-of-the-pack Big Ten team to give Auburn all they can handle. But I do think the Tigers will be ready to go in this game. I'm just not sure they win it going away.
Good thing you've been consistent, Todd Father, and I respect that.
And look, Slay, you live by the sword, you die by the sword with some of these teams, and I think we're going to get a very good illustration of how some of these middle-of-the-pack conference teams look and who places emphasis on using these bowl games as a jumping-off point for next season, knowing that a lot of these rosters for power programs are going to look significantly different when we start to get a chance to look at them during spring practice.
Absolutely. Big matchup, man. Give us just a peek behind the curtains in this Alabama and
Michigan.
That's right. I was going to say Texas. I might be foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Alabama.
You're already writing Michigan off.
I think Slay's not alone in writing off Michigan, which never really bodes well when everyone wants to write off the favorite in a game of this magnitude.
Yeah.
Guys, I've talked to a lot of people, and everyone says the same thing. How is Alabama possibly an underdog? Now, we remember what we saw last, and that was Alabama getting through Georgia 27-24. But how quickly people forget the 4th and 31 play they needed at Jordan-Hare. Dawn, of course, I know you haven't forgotten that play. That Alabama needed to complete to even get to this point. I mean, this is a Crimson Tide team that is not cut from the same cloth as some of those elite teams we've seen in the past. You know, Jalen Milroe has shown a ton of progress as a starting quarterback and maturation at the position, but he's not Jalen Hurts. He's not Tua Tagovailoa. The receivers for Alabama are nowhere close to what we've seen with a Jamison Williams, Devontae Smith, the list that goes on. And I think this is a Michigan team that realizes this may be their best opportunity to finally get over the hump. 0-2 so far in the college football playoff. They'll get a little bit healthier. The offensive line, a concern without Zach Zinter, who was lost for the season against Ohio State. But J.J. McCarthy dealt with an ankle injury late in the year, and I'm not sure that Michigan offense that we saw against Maryland, against Ohio State and Iowa was indicative of the group that we'll see here. So don't be surprised, even with the coaching mismatch, at least on paper, favoring Nick Saban, if we're talking about the Michigan Wolverines moving on and playing for the College Football National Championship.
All right, well, who are they going to play? Texas and Washington, that game Monday night.
Give me Washington and the points, Tom. Give me Washington and the points.
Washington, when we broke it down before the podcast, and we spent about 25 minutes on this game as well. A lot of ground to cover that we can't get to in just our radio segment here. Right. So encourage folks to check out the podcast. The more I dug into it, I have some concerns about how Washington will hold up on the defensive side of the ball. But a lot of those same concerns were the ones I had against Oregon in the conference championship game. And a credit to Caleb DeBoer and his staff, putting together a game plan that allowed Oregon to move the football between the 20s. And they battened down the hatches when it got to being in the red zone. I think if Washington can hold Texas to field goals in this game, they'll have an excellent opportunity to pull off a small upset. I like some of the matchups that Washington has offensively against this Texas defense. Tavondre Sweat and Byron Murphy are an absolute load up front, but this Texas secondary is ripe for the picking, and I think Michael Penix, working off of play action, is going to have some opportunities to hit the big play. These two teams played last year in the Alamo Bowl, so there aren't going to be a whole heck of a lot of surprises in terms of the way they want to go about conducting business. The issue for me, and we talk about it all the time, is price. This number suggests that Oregon would be a 6-point favorite against Texas on a neutral field. I don't come anywhere close to that. So while I like the matchup for Washington, you're kind of buying Husky stock at the top of the market. So I will be on the sidelines for this one, but can't wait to watch the Sugar Bowl. I'm probably more intrigued for that one than I am to see Alabama and Michigan in the granddaddy of them all.
Oh, wow. We got to knock this one out, man. Titans, 4.5 right now. Looking, going to Houston. I'm surprised the number's that low, honestly.
Well,
CJ
but
Stroud
you don't
did
even
practice
know
today.
who's going to play quarterback. Levis and Stroud did practice
Yep,
today.
both practice today.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud getting back to practice is part of the reason we've seen this number take off a little bit. We saw Houston kind of open up in that no man's land as a 3.5-point favorite. We're out to 5. I think we'll get to 6 if C.J. Stroud is officially upgraded. I mean, this concussion has really taken a toll on him. We know the importance of this game for the Houston Texans. They were able to erase that 13-0 deficit in Nashville against the Titans, just a few short weeks ago. I would have to believe with Will Levis being a full participant today that he'll be the starting quarterback. But I think you two might be the only people in the city of Nashville not listed on that Titans injury report that I was looking at a little bit earlier. This Titans team has struggled with a deep ball, and if Houston gets healthy there, I think there's a path for the offense to move the football. But I actually like the game over the total a little bit. Houston really banged up in that defensive backfield. So if Will Levis is going to have a big day, it's got to come here. We saw what Amari Cooper and Joe Flacco did. I think we see quite a few more points than what we did in the first meeting, knowing that you could have two healthier quarterbacks under center. So if I had to bet this one, I'd be looking to go over the total at 43.
There you
Bet the
go.
board is how you guys putting that out, man, with all the scrambling going on for bowl games. Like, what are we doing? You have a special coming up for Monday?
Yeah,
or what?
so we actually, Brad Powers broke down 29 bowl games. We made him go it alone because Payne and I couldn't be bothered with some of these opt-outs there, Slay. You know how it is, delegating responsibilities when it comes down to it. So he did all of that. I believe there's a handful of bowl games still left there that people can glean a little bit of information from. We put out the college football playoff preview earlier today, did about 25 minutes each. On the two semifinal games. Also spent about 15 minutes talking about the challenges of handicapping bowl games in the current college football landscape and some of the frustrations that we have, not just as bettors, but also as fans in terms of what this means for the sport going forward. And we will, of course, have a deep dive on the national championship when that matchup is set next week. And the NFL podcast out in earnest tomorrow. Our focus will be on the big game on Sunday in the AFC between the Dolphins and Ravens. But, of course, we'll hit the other marquee matchups for a lot of those proud fan bases, hoping their team is on the inside of the playoff picture.
Love it. You're the best. Thank
Todd
you,
Fuhrman.
Todd Fuhrman, getting you ready for all of these fun games and opt-outs and bowl games. We appreciate you, Fuhrman.
We'll see Todd
Always
Fuhrman
a
in Vegas.
pleasure. Have a happy and healthy New Year. And thanks, as always, to the loyal 3HL listenership that continues to listen to our ramblings on Wednesday afternoons.
Love it. Hey, you're everybody's favorite segment.
Yeah,
How about that?
I'm including
I
this in
mean,
the
look, on my Instagram mention, say something very different. So I appreciate you saying that for me. There are listeners who do like to express their concerns about the caliber of content I offer up, yet they don't do it in a public forum. They prefer to slide into those DMs.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I should let you see my DMs at one point.
I
Goodness.
can't even begin to imagine. I don't know if those are suitable for a work environment.
No, probably half of them aren't. Thanks, Todd. Appreciate you.
Todd.
See you guys.
There you go, Todd Fuhrman, at Todd Fuhrman on Twitter and at Bet the Board Pod. If you want to go check out the podcast, it's totally worth it. They do a great job. Hey, we're giving away Preds tickets as soon as we come back. Very first thing we do after this break, Preds tickets, your chance to win them. 2 tickets to see the Preds on January 2nd. Stick around. There you go. Hey, are you looking for something to do with the family? How about a Preds game, Smashville. It's so much fun. And holidays in Smashville are here. They play, let's see, what's today? The 27th? Yeah, tonight against the Hurricanes. If you want to get some last minute tickets, you can head over to Bridgestone for that. But January 2nd, the Chicago Blackhawks are in town. This is an awesome thing to do with family and friends during the holiday break. And the Preds have been red hot as of late. Such a fun environment. You got the family in town. Go ahead and check out the Preds. All you have to do to find tickets, NashvillePredators.com/tickets. We're about to give away also a couple of Preds tickets right after this break. So stick around for that. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets.
And welcome back into, I was going to say Titans Radio, but
Oh,
welcome.
you doing that now too?
That's down the hall. I'm sorry about that, Red B. And Mike Keefe and Coach Mack.
Doing it
Titans
all.
Amy, Savage, Phil. I'm missing
Doing
somebody.
it all. Hey, I said we were going to give away Preds tickets. So,
Take over, Babs.
sorry.
It's the sugar. The sugar got me going. there.
Sugar. Yes, it is Preds Winning Wednesday. So, with Winning Wednesday, 104.5 The Zone in the Nashville Preds, it's the Preds' 25th anniversary season.
All right.
And I'm going to give away tickets right now. Caller number 5, 2 tickets to see the Preds take on the Chicago Blackhawks on Tuesday night. That's January 2nd at Bridgestone Arena, 615-737-1045. Good luck to you. And thanks to 104.5 The Zone's ticket window, sponsored by Window Nation. There you go. Preds' 25th anniversary season. By the way, it's a great event to take family or people visiting from out of town to. You can go get tickets at NashvillePreds.com.
And keep in mind, we don't like Chicago, y'all.
No, no.
that'll be a
Actually,
good
we
game.
despise the Blackhawks.
That is right. Carolina as well.
Yep. NashvillePredators.com. There you go. Good luck to you.
Join in and come have a good time. That is an experience, y'all. I'm telling you.
So we're giving away Music City Bowl tickets in the 5 o'clock hour.
Oh,
Probably around like 5:30, 5:40-ish.
Babsy, you know how difficult it would be. So at some point, you got to be wearing some kind of. Anybody not knowing Babsy is doing the Music City Bowl.
Yes.
Babsy, your team is in the Music City Bowl.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
No, what's crazy is
I
if you don't
agreed
wear
to
some kind of
work
orange and blue.
it. No, I can't.
Oh, well,
You have to be a professional.
Not really your team, Babsy.
What happens if you call a Tennessee Vols basketball game?
I'm wearing an orange tie.
No, you are not. You cannot.
I'm doing it.
No, that is homerific.
Well, hello. I am Homer Simpson.
No. Are you serious?
I'm
You
doing
cannot
something,
do that.
Babsy.
Now,
I'm wearing
I
something
wear-
with some orange.
I
Something.
wear my Auburn socks.
Okay, that's all I need. That's
No,
all,
no,
I'm
no,
cool
no.
with that.
Not if I work an Auburn game. What? I am completely neutral when I work.
Can't be. You're neutral, Babsy.
Absolutely, you can be.
No, not
you
standing
have to
in that
be.
spot.
No, have to be.
You are so professional.
No.
It's beyond me.
I
How professional
may
you are.
or may not have had my Auburn socks on at Alabama.
See what I'm saying? I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with that because it's not an Auburn game.
No, well, that's even better too. Yeah, you rubbing it in. I like that. I like that. But I'm telling you right now, I'm going up there. Remember when Tennessee played SEC tournament? Their game, we did their first game. I wore orange tie today.
Yeah, but you're on the desk.
Hey.
You're not calling the actual game.
Well, okay, if I'm calling the game,
I'm talking
still
about
wearing
if
something.
you are calling the actual
I'm wearing
game.
my socks or something.
If I'm on the desk, I'm totally fine with being a homer. I'm great with you being a homer on the desk.
Okay. If I get the opportunity to call a game,
You cannot wear an orange tie.
No. I'm wearing my socks.
I
or
will
something.
call you out on
You know, I
that.
did get the calling. Yeah, make sure you got a phone call.
I'm just going to send you clips of Homer Simpson over and over. You will not do that.
You got to, man. You got to
Nah,
rep your school.
your producer's going to be like, no.
I wonder does Jay Billis do it? Jay Billis get away with wearing blue for Duke games?
Here's the other thing about that, though.
What?
No announcer gets away with wearing any kind of team colors. Trust me,
Even
because
with blue being
sometimes
as
I'll
neutral
forget.
as it is.
Sometimes blue is more neutral. That is the thing, though.
But it's their color.
That Tennessee orange, there ain't nothing neutral about that
It's
shade.
a little bit of neutral.
Like nobody is accidentally wearing that shade. Like that is a
Accidentally wearing that
purpose.
shade. That's purposeful shade.
Yes, exactly. There's no accident. Pantene, what is it?
Well, they're going to. I'll see. Pantene 1051 or something.
I don't know.
Smiley. He
I
knows
thought
it.
Smiley was gonna know.
Yeah, but hey, that's part of it, Babsy. Rip your school, y'all. That
not
was
when
as
you're
country as it gets right there. Y'all.
Y'all,
What
you
up, dog?
country. All right, we got to take a break. 5 o'clock hour is coming. No more guests. It's just us and you guys. 615-737-1045. We will tell you what Will Levis and Ryan Tannehill, but the offensive line go over some of the gifts that were given inside that Titans franchise. And we'll talk about the injury report and what the Texans look like as well. If you want to talk Nico, you want to talk Vols, whatever, Jump on in, 615-737-1045.
Want to tell you about my friends at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. It's that time of year, gift-giving season, get-together season. You don't want to show up empty-handed. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits has customized baskets for you to grab and go. Makes it easy with wines, spirits, local olives, and chocolates. The perfect host or hostess gift or that last-minute gift-giving idea. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits has a unique selection of wine and spirits with a vast selection of local craft and hard-to-find brands that big stores do not or will not carry. You can check them out. Easy to get in and out over there in Maryland Farms. 101 Creekside Crossing in Brentwood by the Publix. MarylandFarmsWS.com is the website. They have an app also where you can get delivery and curbside pickup through the Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits app. So download their app where you get your apps. Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. They are closed on Sundays. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, locally owned, serving Brentwood for more than 18 years. Get stocked up for the holiday season at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits.
It is 5:01. Good evening from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Jackson Williams. Titans and Texans this weekend. And the Titans were back out on the practice field today, and we have the injury report, and it is lengthy. Nico and DeAndre Hopkins both limited with rest days, while Trey Avery, Daniel Brunskill, Aaron Brewer, Marlon Davidson, Chris Moore, Caleb Murphy, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Kayvon Wallace, Trayvon Wesco, all limited with various injuries. Jalen Duncan, TK McClendon, Kyle Phillips, and rookie quarterback Will Levis, all full participants in today's practice. In Vols news, Joe Milton III has opted out of the Citrus Bowl to prepare for the NFL draft. This comes just after an On3 report came out stating that it would be true freshman quarterback Nico Iamaleava at quarterback for the Vols bowl game against the Iowa Hawkeyes. Vols and Hawkeyes set to go at it at 11 a.m. on New Year's Day. You can catch that right here on The Zone. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone on Hump Day.
Hump Day.
What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? We appreciate you being with us. You are in the 5 o'clock hour, and there is no better time.
Roof?
And ain't no roof either. There's no roof either. Just going to say it ain't a better time than to be here with us. You do on your ride home. Getting ready to go into the New Year weekend.
Yeah.
Everybody's prepped and ready and got family in town, people going everywhere, this way, that way. Hope everybody's being nice to each other. Don't be naughty. You know what I mean? Santa's still checking his list. Everybody be nice, have fun. You also can join us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Make sure you hop in the F&M Bank chat where everybody's having a great time. Jackson Smiley is behind the glass. What up, Smiley?
What's happening?
Man, and also Hunk is on assignment, and Yorl is on assignment. They will be back.
Are they both back tomorrow?
Are they both back tomorrow?
Yes.
There you go.
This is good. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the angelic voice of Babsy.
Oh, God. That's right. There's angelic for you. What up, people? Happy Wednesday to ya. And that in the building is Ron Slay.
I'm in the building.
Hey, I'm in the building. Best believe I'm in the building. Better be ready.
Our guy.
In the building. I ain't got no roof. Time for the show.
I love it. So, some big news today. The Joe Milton, you heard in the update news that he is opting out.
Opt out, he's
The
gone.
team has known this for a while. So Nico has gotten reps with the ones, all of that, to prepare for this bowl game. So I know there's a lot of Tennessee fans that are going to be excited to see what he can do. If you want to talk that this hour, we can do that. And then we're also going to talk Titans. Will Levis, by all reports out there today, all the media members watching, nobody said that he looked like he had any issues. No noticeable limp. A lot of media members said he moved well. He looked healthy. I mean, top to bottom, everybody expects him to play on Sunday against the Texans.
Full participant, this guy is.
Full participant at practice. And you look at the videos out there on social media, and he does. He looks fine. He looks healthy. There's no favoring of one ankle or the other. And there you go. And Coach Vrabel, I thought, was pretty optimistic yesterday that he would go. And so, for the most part, everybody is pretty confident that we will see Will Levis play on Sunday. So here's a question for you that we can discuss this next hour or two. Will Levis, we're going to assume that he is going to play on Sunday.
That's right.
And the last game of the season as well, right? As
Versus the Jets.
As long as nothing happens. What do you still want to see from Will Levis in these last two games? Or what kind of development do you want to see out of him? What does he need to show you still from Will Levis in his game as we move forward, as the Titans move forward with him as their future quarterback?
Yeah, that's.
What do you still want to see?
So me, I still want to see composure. I think he's done a phenomenal job of that, and also the instinct of pressure. I think he did a really good job. So
early on,
that's what I was gonna say early. So I don't know if that's a product of the line and
because
him just
it's so bad that it finally gets to you.
At some point, you stop being able to feel it. It's like, oh well, I didn't know he was getting that fast. So yeah, if he can get back to that, I think that'll be good. Also, I think towards the last 2 games of him playing, he started to miss a couple of shots.
Yeah.
Downfield.
Yep.
Kind of starting back locking on a receiver.
Missed D-Hop a couple times. Yeah.
Missed trailing a couple times.
Yep.
So if he can get that back in line, I would love to see that growth of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you? What would you like to see?
I want to see that. I want to see more of him and Traylon, too. I want Traylon to be given some more chances. I want to see kind of that relationship. I mean, you know what D-Hop is. You know he's his security blanket. You know he's his number one go-to, as he should be, right? Mm-hmm. But I want to see a little bit more of Will Levis, Traylon Burks' chemistry, and Traylon Burks' ability to try and get open. I want to see what you have in Traylon Burks through Will Levis, right?
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
That's what I want to see. I want to see that development-wise. I would say I want to see development-wise his ability to work through reads, but that's hard when you don't have the protection from the offensive line to be able to get through your reads.
That's right. Yep.
So while we can sit here and say that we want to see that development piece of Will Levis in the next 2 games, that relies on the development piece from your offensive line a little bit too, you know?
Yeah, it does.
So that's tough.
Would we rather just say we want to see him stay alive?
Well, that too. I would just like for him to be healthy for this offseason and next year. That too, yeah. If you want to jump in, what do you want to see from Will Levis? Really, anybody, any Titan the next 2 games. What do you still want to see? 615-737-1045. If you want to talk Nico, we will do that. And Tennessee Vols, and we actually have Micah from Nolensville on the line. And I know you waited for a while and then went away and came back, Micah, so we want to go ahead and get to you. And you want to talk about Nico. How are you, Micah?
I have a question on Nico. What do you guys expect from him on the elite defense that the Iowa Hawkeyes have? And on the Tennessee defensive side of the ball, what do you expect with the defense not having a ton of depth?
Great questions, Micah. Thank you for calling in. We appreciate you.
Hey, man, first of all, I want to give a shout-out to little Michael. I always hear him call in on the Ramon, Kayla, and Will show. And
Look at that, early in the morning and late night.
Yeah, I think they've met him before. That's the first time I think he's called in our show. So shout out to Michael. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, we appreciate you. This is a very stout Iowa defense, and now they have a couple of days to prepare for Nico as opposed to Joe Milton, right? Mm-hmm. Which is part of the reason that Josh Heupel probably wanted to keep it quiet that Milton was going to be an opt-out, even though they might have known, way prior to this getting out, just to kind of help competitive advantage and help Nico out a little bit. But yeah, this is not the easiest, step in and welcome, this is your team, welcome to college football for Nico, right?
Yeah.
This is a very stout defense. I think you're going to see young mistakes. You're going to see... I think you're going to see him hold on to the ball too long at times. I think you're going to see him miss at times because you're not up against, a cakewalk of a defense either. And you've got a DC over there that knows how to scheme, knows how to prepare his teams. So it will be a very good test, I think, for Nico. And I think Tennessee fans will have to understand what he's walking into and that he still lacks that real live rep experience. A lot of it, at least. And so you're going to see the young mistakes. I mean, it's similar to Will Levis. You're still going to see young rookie mistakes because you haven't seen everything yet. Yeah. You can practice it. You can watch it on film. You can see what they do on film. But to see it in a real game at that speed, that's where the mistakes come, and they have to be expected. So I think you take this performance regardless with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
I think that's fair. I think it's also up to his teammates to give him help.
Yes.
I remember watching when Hendon Hooker was playing, and they were playing at LSU. He got blasted on a delayed safety blitz. And it was all because, I believe, them switching the running backs, and with the running backs that are sitting out and the starters in Jabari Small and Jalen Wright, a lot more falls on Cam Seldon and Dylan Sampson as far as protection. One thing that these quarterbacks, when they thrive in a Tennessee system, they have patience in the pocket, and they almost damn near stand there flat-footed. So I think you have to have guys, the protection has to be up to par and on point. As far as the defense goes, I would say yes. You look at the secondary, and it's somewhat depleted because of guys sitting out or jumping in the portal, what have you. But when you look at the front line, outside of Tyler Barron, you have guys that are coming back. You got James Pierce Jr., who will be playing. Norman Lott has already said he's coming back. Omari Smalls already said he's coming back. I said Omari Smalls. Omari Thomas already said he's coming back. Tyree West has loads of potential. Joshua Josephs, he has potential. And then when you look behind him, you saw the time that Elijah Herring was able to get. He should be able to come along. Aaron Beasley, there'll be another one that I would look forward to seeing. So you still got players, you know what I'm saying, there. It's just that secondary. So I would need that pass rush to get home or clog holes, knowing that Iowa, not Iowa State, is looking to, they're going to pound the rock. I mean, it's going to be a physical game up front. You got to rotate that front line, get those guys fresh, keep them off the field. And I think guys will be fine. And if you can get a lead, I think it protects them as well, because to get Iowa to playing from behind, it's totally different than them playing in a tooth and nail biting game. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking for, man. Good question, Micah. We want to hear from everyone else too, man. 615-737-1045. Also, Babs, I want to know what would you give if we were to go by position, and we can kind of just stay with O-line. You told everyone what Will Levis and
we forgot to tell him what they got him. So Ryan Tannehill gifted his offensive lineman watches.
I wonder what kind of watch, first of all.
Will Levis gifted his offensive lineman suitcases, which I'm sorry is low-key hilarious.
Why is that so funny, Babs?
Because pack your bags. Pack your bags and get out of town. Here you go. Here's your brand new fancy suitcase to do it.
And here's a watch.
I'm sorry, that's hilarious.
They're bad.
It's so funny.
It is.
I'm sure it's some like fancy, nice brand of suitcase,
some
right? Louis or something.
Louis,
I'm sure it's something like that. But I still think it's funny.
What would you give this O-line?
Ooh, I got to think about it.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's take a break.
Let's do it.
If you want to jump in on that conversation, for you guys waiting on the lines, we will get to you after this break. We got a full segment of just you guys. 615-737-1045. Ron Slay, Dawn Davenport, Jackson Smiley producing for us. We're back after this.
What's happening, people? It's time for you not to be left out into the cold. Not in this season. I promise you don't want that. You don't want electricity to be out. Not when weather comes and knocking at the door and you have an opportunity to go get you a portable generator. If not a automatic Generac home standby generator from Cove Generators, because that's all they do is take care of you. And why wouldn't you want them to do that? When you get out, you look out, man, a bad storm's come through and everybody else's electricity is on and yours is off, you got to be scratching your head wondering, man, why didn't I call Cove Generators?
Yeah, you need to call Cove Generators. When your power goes off the grid, your home is protected. And here's the other thing. You know, back in the day, those generators were so loud. Not anymore. Generac home standby generators from Cove Generators are seamlessly integrated into your home, and they are so quiet. And Cove Generators, your premier Generac home standby generator dealer, will monitor your generator to make sure that it is always ready when the bad weather is coming. Call them today, Cove Generators, at 931-559-3311. You can visit them online, covegenerators.com.
Stay connected to it all. We are at Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage. Yes. 3HL is out and about. It's me.
I mean, it's more, you know.
Yep. Welcome back into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone. It is on and popping right now. We got to figure it out, and we want you to help us in this one. 615-737-1045. The offensive line was gifted by their QB1s, Ryan Tannehill and Will Levis.
QB1's plural.
Yeah, that is plural. What was it? What they get, Babsy?
Levis gave them suitcases, luggage, and Ryan Tannehill gave them watches.
Hey, in young dog voice. Hey, well,
I thought the suitcases were funny.
But I think if that's the case, then Babs, I think the watches are funny.
Exactly.
Oh, like
they don't want to miss their flight.
Yeah, like no time.
Oh, time you give us no time in the pocket.
Time is not on our side. So here's some luggage for your time. What would you gift this offensive line? If you were the OC or the head coach or the QB1, if you were QB1, what would you gift this offensive line for you? How about that, Babs?
I like it.
You like it?
And then also, what do you want to see from Will Levis?
Yes.
We'll talk that the rest of the show, too. For the last 2 games, he looked good, allegedly, in practice today. Yeah. He was a full participant on the injury report. We expect him to play on Sunday and be QB1 again. Couple of phone calls already. Also, by the way, we will give away Music City Bowl tickets at the end of this segment. Want to tell you that as well. So stick around, and I'll tell you when to be caller number 5 to win a family 4-pack of tickets.
And people in the chat, man. You also remember you can jump in with us Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Stream all your shows. Make sure you go back and podcast if you missed any of them. We had Coach Mac, Todd Fuhrman on as well. A friend of mine, a rep, Jamie, hit me up and said, I get the O-line some Legos. They'd finally be playing with blocks for the first time this year.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to get brutal.
This is going to be good.
Someone said, not sure if we even have a QB2. Okay, all righty.
Well, I mean.
Might not be wrong.
Twitch, please. All right, let's check in on the phone lines. Let's start with Mark in Nashville. Hey, Mark, how are you? Uh-oh, sorry, Smiley. You got to double task because we can't reach the monitor. Line 1, Mark in Nashville, Smiley.
Smiley's on the phone.
He's not listening to us.
Smiley could
We literally
Mark, we about to come to you, Mark.
have no control.
Yeah, we can't reach.
Where we are. Hey, Smiley. We don't have control of picking up calls. So we need you to do it for us. Mark on line 1 from Nashville.
Here we go.
Mark.
Hey,
Hi, Mark.
Mark.
Okay,
Hey.
we got you now.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, brother.
Hey, you got me. All right, so I'm going to get some. You got luggage, so we need plane tickets for the offensive line to get out, to be out of there. I want to see Will Levis on the sideline looking good. I want to see Leak in the game. I want 5 and 12. I want a good, solid draft pick.
That's just I'll tell my
There you go.
Let's
There
wait
it
for the
is.
draft.
Hey.
Brad Carthon's going to want that top 5 draft pick. Thank you.
I appreciate it, brother.
I mean, professional players get mad at us
Yeah.
for saying that,
Yeah.
or mad at anybody for saying that. But Mark's right. You are guaranteed a top 9 draft pick right now.
You are. So it can't get worse.
It can't get worse, which is great. It puts you further away from like the purgatory of, 10 through 20.
Mr. Babs written all over you.
I know, but it's true though.
It is true. It is true.
So I'm kind of with Mark on that one. All right, Jeff in Franklin,
Got a
line
plane
2.
ticket,
You
man.
are here up next. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how you doing? I just have to comment that a couple of years ago I was walking through the airport and my wife walked next to Eddie George, who was sporting nothing but Louis Vuitton luggage, and
Yep.
she melted. So the luggage could have the right look if it's the right luggage. That's all I got to say.
I
That
agree.
is
I agree
true.
with that, Jeff.
100%. And they all travel when they get on that airplane, they look sharp with their Louis
Right.
bags and all that. Yes.
And I think Levitz is of all the quarterbacks that came out, I know the kid from Texas has had a great year with the Texans. I think Levitt's was the most pro-ready, and the reason I say that is the same reason I said Jay Cutler was the most pro-ready of his class, of Matt Leinart and Vince Young, is because he, in college, had an offensive line that didn't block real well, and he was used to having to throw with guys in his face, which is what the NFL basically is. Mm-hmm. So all these guys that come from clean, protected pockets have trouble, and I think Levitt's, the one thing I'd like to see him do less is not lower his shoulder and try to make tackles and try to take linebackers out after he throws the interception.
1,000%.
Other than that, I think he's good to go. I think he's going to be our man.
I like it. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jeff.
Hit that one on the head, Jeff. That was a good call right there.
No doubt. Protect yourself, Levis.
Yeah.
See, and sometimes it's hard to take that part of the game out of somebody when that's been them for so long. He's such a physical, big guy. He's always been like that. He's always been do whatever I have to do, fight for a yard, whatever.
That's who he is.
And when you get in this league, you got to think twice about it because you're a better teammate if you're a franchise quarterback, if you're available, than you are for getting that first down in the second quarter of a game that doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then you got to also ask yourself, man, if we're asking this as fans and to the fans, like, what do you want to see from Will Levis? I wonder what Will Levis wants to see from his offensive line. Like, you got 2 games left. You guys are fighting for spots, fighting for jobs. At some point, like, you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, y'all, come on, y'all. We got to do something. Like, we got to hold. Like, we can't let this guy just keep taking a beating like this. Like, we got to do something. You got to be better than that. And you know you got Tierra Tart coming across from you this week. Like, it's you got somebody coming up. Like, he can't wait to wave at the sidelines. You saw Mario Edwards do it in this last game. Bull rush, Peter Skoronski, get the sack, then wave at the Titans sideline. Like, hey, Tierra Tart wouldn't love nothing more than to do the same thing. So I believe the offensive line got to have a chip on their shoulder as well. What else? Who else we got on the line, Smiley, that wants to hop in here? And
let's go line 5, Travis in Lewisburg. Hey, Travis.
Hey, how y'all?
Good, how
you
are
doing,
you?
Travis?
Good. So, this last Christmas I actually made some stuff for my family, and I figure I'd do the same for the offensive line. I got a dog. His name's Nash. He's a border collie lab mix, and he's got some stinkers, man. I'm telling you. But what I would do, I'd get his help. I got some brown paper bags. I get him to, put a little help in there. I light it up, put it on the front porch, say Merry Christmas, because that's what y'all did to me all year.
Oh my gosh.
Tighten up, baby. Woo!
Yes.
Flaming poop.
Hey, man, sometimes some of these gifts are the gifts that keep on giving. I'm just going to be real like
man.
this.
Flaming
right
bag
there,
of poop.
That's what you
Merry
did to me all year. Tighten up. I will tell you this. I love where the fans and listeners' sense of humor is. You can look back like it's nothing been, knock on wood, there's nothing that's been career-ending or anything that's just crazy to happen. They're able to fight back. But the O-line kind of deserved this, Babs. I mean, they deserve this segment. They deserve this segment. So I usually push back, and I'm Mr. Positive. I want y'all let them have it, man. When your production is low, you deserve to hear it all, man. I'm gonna be real, man. What else we got, Smiley?
How about Alex in Nashville?
Babs, I'm sorry.
Line 1. Hey, Alex.
Hey, guys. All right, I'm going to try to keep my cool on this.
All right, take your time.
But this attitude is soft as puppy piss. Oh, we got our franchise guy. We got to put bubble wrap on him and put him in a T-shirt on the sideline. No, that is the dumbest, softest thing I've ever heard. DK needs to go into this game with a check sheet, with a checklist. Levis needs to throw every single possible throw, every angle, every route combination. He's still a rookie. He's got to learn in the offseason. Every snap, game rep, teach tape is vital. We take for granted these guys' college careers these days. because of the transfer portal and the hyper competition, they're a lot shorter. He played 2 years in the days of all the quarterbacks like the Mannings and Phillip Rivers. They were 3-4 year starters. They get a lot of reps in college. That doesn't happen anymore. He needs reps, protect himself. I'm not saying throw the ball 80 yards down the field 40 times. You got to be smart, throw a bunch of screens and quick game. But this guy needs reps. We need to see it, and we need to get something going in the offseason to help him get better.
All right.
Good stuff,
Put him on the
Alex.
sideline in a T-shirt. That's soft as puppy piss.
Double down on the puppy piss.
Yeah, I think, man, I think that's the same sentiments that Mike Vrabel shares. Like, he got to get this experience in.
I just didn't want to see him if he wasn't 100% healthy. If he's going to not be able to protect himself, not be able to move like he should with the ankle to where he can't get out of trouble and protect himself.
Yeah.
That was my only thing of put him on the sideline in a T-shirt if he can't move 100% and get himself out of trouble, because you know what this offensive line is going to get. Now, all the video from practice today showed no limp, no favoring of one ankle or another, none of that. It showed a very mobile Will Levis.
Yeah.
We'll see after today how sore he is and what happens tomorrow at practice, and we'll keep an eye on that when that injury report comes out and see how he handles it. But that was my only thing is I don't want to see him play if, there's a chance that he can further injure himself because he's not healed.
And I'm fine with that. I don't want a sitting duck back there, especially with the opportunity that these teams that they're going to play have.
Right.
Like they're like Coach Mack said, everybody's playing for something, but they're definitely playing for a playoffs position and conference title. A division title. So they have that on line. So they're going to be going all out. You go back there and you're a sitting duck, first thing everybody going to say is you shouldn't have put him out here. So if he out there, it's on you. Pin your ears back and go get him.
Yep.
Anything could happen, yeah. So I agree with that.
Keith in Nashville. Hey, Keith.
Yeah. Hey, a bunch of people are saying that Traylon Burks is getting open. They just not throwing it to him.
What you think? What you think about that?
I haven't seen enough Titan games to know. I've been working every Sunday.
Oh man. Okay. Well, yeah. I wouldn't. I think
a lot of times he's used kind of as a decoy too.
Yeah.
To pull a defender in a certain way. Like he hasn't been the number one option. He hasn't been the number one look a whole lot, right?
Yep. And not sure he's even been number two in some instances.
Right.
And I think that's been the plight that Blaine has been preaching, Hitman, that if you're gonna take him like that and you're gonna put him out there, well, use him. Give him an opportunity to show what he can do, especially if he's fighting back from the injuries and this and that. It's going to be hard how do you evaluate a person when he is available, you're not giving him opportunities.
Right.
So, yeah, I think, if that's what you were meaning, there you go.
Okay, let's, last caller here for this segment, Jason in Hendersonville. Hey, Jason, how are you?
This Alex character, soft as puppy piss, is that what he said? He's an absolute idiot. I'm glad he's not making decisions for this poor guy he's not the one standing behind this Swiss cheese offensive line. There's absolutely nothing to gain. Nothing to gain if he throws 5 touchdown passes or 5 interceptions. The Titans aren't going anywhere. And he's talking about quality. What about quality reps? I can go out there and throw a damn screen. This guy needs quality reps. He needs to have time to get out there. So that means put him on the bench and let our so-called franchise quarterback heal. Let's not get him killed. Put him behind a revamped, hopefully, good offensive line next year, and let's get some quality reps then. Until then, let's just go ahead and put Tannehill in or the other and let them guys play and preserve what we think is our franchise quarterback. It's absolutely asinine to get him out there and get him killed. Because we all know this offensive line can't block anyone. So thank God he's making decisions.
Got you, Alex.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that,
No, that's Jason.
I mean,
Jason going
Alex,
after Alex.
Yeah, my bad, Jason.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But there is a massive divide
It
right
is.
there with Alex
is.
and Jason. That's a perfect example. There's so many people that are like, he needs the reps, let him play. Maybe not to the extent of Alex's call, but there's a lot of people that are, and I'm with them on a little bit of that too, as far as every time you play another game in the NFL, you get more looks.
Yeah.
You see things that you haven't seen. You get more accustomed to the speed and the size. You you get more experience in certain game-like situations, right? It is nothing but good as a quarterback, as a rookie, for you to get out there and get more experience, more time, and more time too with your receivers or your weapons that are going to be your weapons moving forward too.
Right.
Like that's important.
Yep, it is. You got to build that up. That's what? What you think?
That offensive line
It's
is
a problem.
really bad. And the last thing you want is for Will Levis to not be able, that was my point, not be able to protect himself and get himself out of trouble and move, when the pressure's coming. And all of a sudden, there's a serious injury that's going to inhibit him from developing in the offseason. And that is what scares you.
That's the only thing I didn't want to happen was him get behind this offensive line, form bad habits, them not be able to protect him.
The form bad habits too,
and, get back there and
although he already had those from Kentucky.
Yeah, and that's what you want him to be able to grow. The experience is one thing without question. I think you can't overlook that. But man, I was so nervous of him getting back there behind this O-line and what happened, what could happen as far as getting hurt. And you saw he got hurt. Now he got to fight back from that injury. Well, this was the second time, really. He just fought through the last one, the initial one. Then he got hurt again where he had to miss a game. You know what I'm saying? If he can't protect himself and he can't have that internal clock go off and the pressure is there, and then sometimes you don't even know. Sometimes they're just getting pushed back in his lap. Like, man, there ain't no clock.
And there's nothing he can do.
Yeah, there ain't nothing you can do with that. So it's part of the game. You got to get the experience and everything. I'm all for it if healthy. And I think he is healthy enough. So let's roll with it.
Yeah.
Good calls, y'all.
Good calls, yes. And we'll take more of them after this segment. I got to run to a call. But before that, I want to go ahead and give away some Music City Bowl tickets. Let's clear the lines. Yes. The 2023 TransPerfect Music City Bowl is this Saturday. It's December 30th. 104.5 The Zone has your chance to win tickets right now. Caller number 5, your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to see Auburn take on Maryland at Nissan Stadium. 615-737-1045. Caller number 5, good luck.
Upton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, that's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, SUV, or Jeep, new or pre-owned, these guys are going to be able to help you out. Maybe you've been looking around for a while. Maybe you've just started the process. Either way, if you're going from dealership to dealership, certainly include Daniel Gupton, King Gupton, the guys at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. If you are beginning that process, just start with them and you'll end with them. They're awesome people. They want what you want, you in the vehicle that's right for you. So if you need something with more space, if you need something with less of a cost, just tell them what you're looking for and they will be able to help you out. You can save up to 15% off select in-stock 2023 Ram trucks, 1500s, 2500s, and 3500s. If a new Jeep is on your list, you can save up to 15% on select Jeep brands during the Wrap Up the Year sales event going on now at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 24 West to exit 35 is about 9 miles outside the city, then a straight shot, a beautiful drive into the best vehicle buying experience you've ever had. 3450 Tom Austin Highway, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Check them out online, GuptonMotors.com. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Welcome back into 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone, man. Wrapping up this good Wednesday, which is also known as Hump Day. Man, shout out to you all, man, for diving in. The tickets have been given away. It is a wrap as far as getting the Music City Bowl tickets. So we appreciate you guys calling in and also interacting in the F&M Bank chat. Be able to go to the Preds game, and hopefully you won tickets to the game of the Music City Bowl as well. So, we will be out and about tomorrow at Hermitage for Buffalo Wild Wings. Thanks to Miller Lite. You got to believe that the Washaway Toast will be, as always, epic. So hustle on out there. That'll be taking place at 4:45. We'll have the one and only Greg Cosell on with us from NFL Films to break down just exactly what he saw from this Titans team and against Seattle. And what did he see? I want to know what he saw from Tannehill. Is it true what my eyes believe to have seen? That arm strength just didn't look like it was there. Or maybe he was just holding on to the ball a little too long, not able to get the ball out to guys where they needed to get it to, the placement of the ball. And I guess a little bit of that could be attributed to him not being able to play and be out there, having to be in that backup role, and also having to get the therapy on the ankle. Maybe he wouldn't have been able to, get reps in as he should have, but it's all in the game when you're a professional. Will Levis, we would love to hear what he thinks he wants to see, or what he wants to see from Will Levis that he saw maybe early in the year when he was on fire. With Tim Kelly also opened up this playbook going down to Houston. And will the offensive line allow for that to happen? Still like to get his take on also Derrick Henry. King Henry came back and, coming out of that game versus the Seahawks, everybody was up in arms and saying, like, man, King Henry, woo. That was the vintage King Henry right there.
Threw a long tutter.
Yeah, 88 yards.
Not 88 yards.
Yeah.
He had 80 yards rushing.
How many yards rushing did he have?
He had 88. He threw a 16-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying how many yards he have rushing?
88.
And how many carries? 19, right?
I believe so.
19 carries for 88 yards, and everybody said that was the vintage Derrick Henry. There we go. So I would love to see what Cosell thinks, what the film shows, what that offensive line did for him to be back to that old King Henry, the vintage King Henry. Or was it just King Henry just running through tackles, still getting hit in the backfield, just running through tackles and just not giving the ball enough? Maybe should he have been giving the ball 25 to 30 times in that game, since that was the vintage him. I disagree on that. I think Tajay Spears should be a premier back in this and still split the carries, but be the premier guy. I just think he brings a different dynamic to it. Hey, but that's one man's opinion. That's my opinion. What does that matter? You have the floor. You could always call the 615-737-1045 to share your thoughts. But we will be out at Buffalo Wild Wings tomorrow in Hermitage, having a great time. So feel free to come out there from 3 to 6. It will be drink specials. Also with the Washaway Toast, we are giving out Miller Lite, so you can join in on the Washaway Toast. We appreciate them for helping sponsor that. We have Big Savage that will be on for us tomorrow. And I want to hear about him and what he thinks of the O-line. And was it a subliminal shot? Them being given by QB1s, Will Levis and Ryan Tannehill, gifting them watches, and the other gifting them suitcases.
Suitcases is kind of crazy.
What you think about this, Smiley?
I think it was probably a really nice gift. I think there's probably an inside meaning. I don't think like they're harboring any ill will or anything like that. I think a couple of them probably have some some thrown together duct tape suitcases, and so Will Levis decided to go out there and get them nice, like designer suitcases. That's where but I do think it is a little bit funny.
Yeah, I think it's funny too. We're looking at 2020 hindsight glasses, and we like them.
Back to the Washaway Toast. You know who filled in for you last week, right?
Yo, that was Hunk, wasn't it?
It was Hunk.
I wish you had that. You could pull it so we could play it, but
Hunk did an all right job.
He did, didn't he?
It was a Red Bull Miller Lite Washaway Toast.
And I thought Hunk was bananas, crazy for
chugging a Red Bull.
Yeah, a Red Bull, though.
That's crazy.
You better, and Hunk, for everybody out there, Hunk doesn't drink, so he's always our designated driver, our DD. And in this situation, he chugged a Red Bull, which
In a Miller Lite cup.
a full Miller Lite cup of Red Bull. Like, that's no way he went to sleep that night. I know Hunk didn't go to sleep till 4 or 5
He's
in the
got a
morning.
young child at home, so like I'm sure like
Andy probably
like,
kept him up. Him and Andy probably stayed up talking.
it's not like the energy really went to waste.
Yeah, but he had to drive and sit still. That's the only weird part of it.
I bet he was flying down the
You better
I-65.
believe it. You better believe it. He should have been. He should have been. He gives you wings. That's what it says. So, next time I know a lot of people were asking me about the VIP Titans tailgate experience. It did not happen on Christmas Eve. It will happen the next time, January 7th. So, like, to get that on out there, you can get your tickets for the last one and close this home season out with a bang. After this Houston, Texas game, we play the Jags. It's still always a fun time. We got coming up next, Titans Talk Back with Keith Bully, the Bully, Keith Bullock. Will be up Mr. Monday night alongside Rhett Gordion, Rhett Bryan, and Devot, Mike Keefe. So that's always a good time. And I can't wait to hear the Bully's thoughts on Will Levis getting back out there, because he always offers a different perspective. And with 2 games left remaining, we talked a little bit about it on Friday when he joined us out at Scoreboard, about how you approach each game. And if you're that guy, knowing that Savage talked about this as well, there's always somebody trying to get you. You can't never let nobody get the upper hand on you. If they can get a shot on you, they're going to take it when you're talking about football. So you got to be on your P's and Q's and know that you're not that guy. Not going to be that guy to get me and catch me slipping and be able to put me on film, and then we see you in the offseason, you talking about how you laid me down. No, sir. Won't be me. So who is going to take that for the Titans? A lot of people out so far on the injury report. Good thing is, man, you got us tomorrow. And we will be rocking at our normal times. I want to say I appreciate everybody out there, man. I do want y'all to know, too. J-Rock out there smoking it at CPA all week long at that Christmas tournament, man. Y'all better get over there and get you some of that good barbecue. Tell them Big Slay sent you. He might give you like $1 off or something, you know what I mean? But that's my dog. You know what I mean? I promise you, what you're going to do is get $1 right back as a tip, because, woo! Hey, boy, you know I know good food. Yeah, buddy, and there's some good food. So that right there, knock it out, man. God bless you. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow in Hermitage at Buffalo Wild Wings. Y'all will be back in the building. Babs will be on the road at the Liberty Bowl. Hunk will be back in the building. Smiley, good job. Way to hold it down. I'm Big Slay. See you. Good night. Wouldn't want to be you. Let's get out of there, Smiley.